Da-da-do. Hey!
Hey!
They can't hear
What's
us
up?
yet.
What's going on?
It's
We
your
here.
boy. It's your boy, the five of us.
It's your boy,
it's your
the
boy.
natural ones.
It's
We're
your boy.
here.
The thing
We're-
isn't moving. Are they both muted?
He's not on the right,
No, I
can't see
unmuted
Oh.
it before I switched it. That was the trick that I realized that I should do on the transition,
Mute it before you
was that I
switch.
should unmute it before I switch. Welcome, everybody.
What we're saying is
Hi there.
I'm the asshole.
What we're saying is we're learning.
Hello.
And
asshole.
look, this is a very fun time for us right now. We've had a really good day, very productive here at the Natural Ones / Adustus Incorporated LLC trademark. Thank you, Miles, for having my back on that one.
You need the R in the circle.
There's just a lot of stuff that's coming up right now that we've sort of taken the day to finalize and push forward. And the one thing I'll tell you is that the one thing I can tell you, I guess, is the thing to say, is that starting on the 25th of September and technically the 20th of September, we won't be streaming live. On the 25th of December is 25th of September is when we are switching, when we'll be releasing these videos, and that's kind of it at this moment. 25th of September, Wednesday, same time. We're trying to go for 8 p.m., but we'll keep you in the loop. We also are starting, our social media presence, so we do have a couple of things in the works, and by next week we'll be able to tell you where those are, where you can locate that, where you can start to engage with us, and by that point, you'll have some stuff to engage with. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah, for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be still streaming here on Fridays, keeping that planned. And for the most part, the viewer experience isn't going to change much, just that this will be on its own channel, where we'll be able to just have it's just like looking at we'll be able to have archives and playlists exclusively of this content instead of the other stuff that also happens on this channel. We'll have more control over the content and how it works. We'll be able to be watching it with you guys when it premieres. We'll basically be playing it as live stream sessions, just we will have pre-recorded them, so we'll be able to talk with you guys about it as it goes. It gives us more flexibility as well for when we can record in case the Friday doesn't work for us. We can record when it does work and then
Still release on time.
Still get it out on time and be consistent with
Because
it.
that's been sort of the problem this past month, has been just sort of trying to keep that up.
People have been getting busy. Jackie's in
It's
Fashion
summer.
Week this week.
Oh yeah, so if you're in New York City, you're in
She's
Fashion
so
Week, you will
tall.
see one of our illustrious players out on there. And I
she's
mean,
gonna
it
kill
also yes, she will. And good luck tonight in your rehearsal.
Absolutely kill it.
We also have a nice sort of community of people that we have associated with because of the game and outside of the game that want to participate in some way, and we're very excited for those guest parts and what we can do with them and what we can do. And so with this also allows us the opportunity to meet schedules better and more consistently for those guests, so they don't, if they're only free on a Saturday or if they're only free on a Tuesday or whatever, we can really get behind that. And that's sort of our idea, is wanting to make our show, and by all means and purposes, everything that we want to do. Miles has allergies right now, so
Pardon.
And the biggest thing is, we want to make good content for you guys. Because y'all have been here since the beginning. So we think that you deserve really, really good content.
And for anyone who
and
is
for
coming
anyone in
for
the
now.
future.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves really good content. And we want to make it so that you can get that good content.
So thank you, is essentially what we're saying. And we're going to start playing here in 10 seconds.
9.
8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3.
2.
Guys, it's not a game. It's not an improv game.
Why?
This is
We were
real
doing
life. So
That's such a fun game, though.
it is a really fun game. If you've never played it, it's usually played in the reverse. You have to try to see how far you can get up the boards.
If anybody says it at the same time, you you got to start over.
Yep.
It's a good game.
It's a great game.
Fascinating.
You never
Have
played
you
that?
never played that?
No.
Let's play a
Seriously?
different
I have a game we should try playing.
Fuck
It's
D&D, let's do that.
It's
Dragons.
Dungeons and
game.
Dragons.
Yeah, that's the game that
What
we
is
should
that
play
game?
right now.
There's a lot of numbers in this game too.
There is a
Do
lot.
we have a recap? Does someone want to tell me what happened last week? Because I was not here.
Yeah, you sure? You got it. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of that for you.
The house burned down is the main thing.
Yeah, everything exploded.
Everyone
we're
died.
all dead.
No.
Except for you.
You know why?
So,
You're the last man on Earth.
Oh yeah, Liam
and
is
your
the reason
reading
why the
glasses
house
have
burned down.
broken.
Right.
so.
You love to read, your reading glasses
So
have
last
broken.
week, what we had happen was
Right.
a nice little heart-to-heart happened between a few members, and namely Setlali and Nameless. Sort of a reconciliation of what had happened previously, which is just sort of a misunderstanding, and from there, previously. Before that, even, we had Click Whistle, Philip, and Liam journey off and try to figure out some lodestone stuff, really, at the end of the day. Come back and sort of relay the information that they learned to Setlali and Nameless, and from there, the decision was to go, since they had to wait till the next morning anyway, to find... to go back to Nerith, the lodestone maker. They would then instead see what other information they could gather up before they left. So first off, they talked to Daphne of the city guard, captain of the city guard, and learned some bits of extra information just sort of about that area and about why people don't really journey in there, how the Plague Marsh, as it's called, is not very habitable to those that are living. A lot of things there sort of feast on decaying or already dead things. And so it's not a place that is easily traversed. It's 10 to 15 miles of swampland. So it's not very good footing. She wished them the best, and that was the best that she could do, as she is simply the captain of the guard. She's part of democracy. She cannot just give stuff to these people just because. She has no authority more than other members of her council, so she would have to go through a bunch of different channels. But she did give you guys a contact. She did give you, his name is Captain Barrett Terran. And he is stationed outside the perimeters of the swampland. So she said if you talk to him, he'll be able to maybe give you a little bit more definition of what's there now, or just sort of what's in the area in general. And getting back to the mansion, trying to learn a little bit more about the Raven Queen, you did contact Crow, the cleric that you guys have met before, cleric of the Raven Queen, and got him to sort of help you understand a little bit more about Raven Queen and her history, and that is where we left off. Because basically everyone sort of, for what is the evening for you guys, consigning to going to sleep and the next morning going on the next part of your journey. So that's where we open up. If anybody would like to do anything the night before you guys have to go back to Nerith, just let me know.
If we're long resting, I want to change one of my thingies. One of my what is it? Infusions.
One of your infusions?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm gonna trade my alchemy jug for replicate item sending stones.
Okay, sure. Nice. Yeah. So you take like an hour before bed, and would you do that? Do you do that in your room? Would you do that in like the shop or something like that?
Yeah, probably in the shop.
Okay. Yeah, it's a simple process, really, in the sense that like you know, because you understand the nature of these items and because you're familiar with the inscriptions, you've kind of been studying it as of late.
Yeah.
It's a simple process. You get it done in about an hour. The jug you had previously just becomes a regular jug at this point, and the 2 stones that you go ahead and work with are now, by the end of that hour, like a very faint blue hue to them.
Rad.
Was there anything else I wanted to? I don't think.
Before
I
we
think.
go to
I think I basically just wanted to tell everybody about the lodestones.
Yeah,
Um.
we should tell them about that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because right now we have...
He didn't really tell us how it's going to help us. He just said he's going to do something that
He's
would
going to
help
make
us.
a thing for us, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He mentioned a lantern. I think he's making a lantern for us.
Well, no, because what the lantern does is it just tells us if we're in.
The other lantern, but like last week we talked about
Oh,
lantern,
a different kind
right?
of.
He's gonna make us like a lantern-esque, where it's like
The ward that he is making for you is
So it's a different ward than the usual.
it's
correct.
A bigger
Correct.
ward. Yeah, it's a bigger lantern.
What it is meant to do is what he said was that it would ward off
It was, like,
undead
for-
or like it would ward off
Okay.
creatures from your presence.
I think it was for 10 minutes or something like that. Like
The item is
there
still
was a
a-
time limit.
Yeah, I haven't given it to you yet, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm just saying, like there is.
There's a time limit.
Well, according to the handbook, do we want to check in on Yvonne about?
I would like to check in with Yvonne.
Did your shield get switched for you?
That's what I want to check in on.
Yeah, great.
She was doing that
Oh.
thing.
I'd love to check in with Yvonne.
I think we have that.
She gave you the shield, my precious shield.
Yeah.
To give to you.
Yeah.
Setlali chimes in. Well, she asked us to hand it to you because we were about to go find you anyway.
Oh, well, it looks like we found each other.
Yes, Philip. Yes.
So, here you go.
I read that one in a book.
So
Yeah,
she
it's
hands
okay.
over. You wanted the because you were wanting the adamantium shield, correct?
Yes.
She hands it over. There's this slight, very, very negligible, but because you understand, not understand, but just because you've like looked at this shield and the other shield consistently enough, there's a slight, very negligible difference in where the etching is, and it looks fresh. It looks like fresh metal. Like it's odd. Like it's just like everything around it is sort of aged in a way, and that one section is like brand new.
Fresh Metal is the name of my band, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Hello,
ska band,
Wisconsin.
right?
It's a ska band. Yeah, how'd you know?
Fresh
Hey,
metal.
fresh metal.
They have the same beat. You know, they have the same tempo. It's just
Yeah.
It's like night and day.
Cool. So basically, that now has ROI symbol on it.
that has ROI symbol. Yes, so
Perfect.
you can use that shield as a holy symbol instead of the other shield.
And then, was she still messing around with the puzzle box, or was she just? Not
As far as you know, she said that she would be messing around with it sometime later. So, from your understanding, that was either today or just in the future. You don't know.
Okay.
Are we going to the workshop to see Yvonne, or are we? Did they just hand off the shield? in
They just
the
handed it to me.
hall?
We haven't talked to Yvonne yet.
Okay.
You haven't. Yeah, you guys are still in the mansion. You guys are by the mirror. This is right after you guys have talked to
I was wondering
Crow.
if we're still going to Yvonne or we're going elsewhere. Because I need to talk to Yvonne.
It's
I'm
it's
alright
the
with that.
nighttime. So basically, like, this is before we go to sleep for the night.
Oh, great, cool,
I
cool,
thought we were
cool.
asleep.
Which is
Okay.
day where Yvonne is.
Ish,
Yes.
It's like
day-ish.
dawn is rising,
Yikes.
kind of a thing.
I was
Night
seeing
has
if I was in the
settled in Sested. The dawn is rising.
in the backyard.
Yeah, in the backyard of the mansion.
Time zones are weird, man.
Yeah.
It's very
It's been the
weird.
shittiest part of me doing this really cool idea, and I hate it. Because I'm like having to remember. Doesn't matter. I enjoy it.
Who's on what schedule where?
Who's on what
Yeah.
schedule where / what time is where.
So is Yvonne asleep, or like, is it like early
I'm
morning?
down to head down to
You
the
gotta-
workshop if you
gotta
want
look.
to.
I would love
Great.
to head down to the workshop.
We walk to the workshop.
You open the door, No one's in there.
Alright.
Thanks.
I want to take a look around to see like if she's been fiddling with the box at all. I'm not gonna touch it.
The
'cause
box
last
is
time
still
it hit
there.
me.
It's still in the workshop.
Right.
There's like
Has
a
she seemed to
few.
have pulled anything out of it?
By
that we
the
didn't
way-
notice, or-
No, you.
I don't know if you were here for this. I pulled 3 rings out of the box.
He was there.
Ah, right,
you were there.
right. No, I remember
But
that.
I just recently remembered that the pewter one is abjuration.
Right, okay. Like it has, we know that's the school its magic belongs to, or does that
Definitely.
lodestone
She
in it?
she identified it.
She
for
detected
us.
the magic on it.
Yeah.
She didn't identify the object.
Oh.
Right.
So
she
so the
detected
diff,
magic.
the nomenclature there is that by detecting it, she knows what school it's in. By identifying it, she would know what the item is.
Okay. So she knows the pewter one, the shabby one is abjuration.
When we stop and pick up our thing tomorrow from our drow friend, we could ask him if he knows anything about it.
Definitely. But because I was thinking about, you know my very, very expensive bracers that
Yeah.
I asked you? Could the lodestones
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot.
maybe- Right? Because,
Yeah.
like, that's the thing. It's like, if we can find whatever correct lodestone it is, then maybe I can just, like, like,
yeah,
I
it'd be a
don't
lot
have to have
easier
a
than
little
making
cranky.
a mechanical interface
Yeah.
to just enchant lodestone. I was thinking about that with the different schools of magic, because we learned that each like lodestones work with different schools of magic.
Mhm.
And I think the easiest way to do it, just making it be able to come back, would probably be conjuration. So if we can find any
Okay.
conjuration stones, I might be able to make that for you.
What color is that?
I want to say yellow, but I'm gonna glance at the dungeon master to double check.
It is.
It's yellow.
It's yellow. All right, great. I like yellow.
I'm gonna ask
If I keep
God
an
for
eye.
a second here.
Yeah.
Just
gonna pray.
Hey, hang on. Let me check with the man upstairs.
Just like a quick. Okay, it's yellow. Great, yellow. I'll keep an eye out for it. Do you keep an eye out for it?
Excellent.
Cause like I mean I was gonna steal you the money, but at the same time it's like if we can just find a rock, then like
Probably easier.
that's way cooler.
Yeah, and I want to learn more about working with lodestones too. It's something I want to get good at, so I love the practice.
Totes. All right, great.
So what's going on?
I'll probably go to bed.
Is it Sleepy Time Junction?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have certainly been up for the day, so it's one of those things where it's about time, but it's by no means people have to go to sleep right away.
That reminds me, I talked to Nameless and to Setlali, and they said that I could hang out.
Excellent. That's
Allowing a
great.
nameless
Yeah,
around the room.
right here, but that's fine.
Woo.
Oh, yeah. She said that
I've
I
been-
can hang out.
I've been waiting for that invitation myself. So congrats
Oh,
on you.
good,
Congrats
good.
on you.
You can grab one of the beds if you want, or one of the couches.
I kind of like that tower thing out in the yard. I'm big into like being way up. You know?
Oh, did you see the stick that makes things shrink
I'm sorry, what?
in the tower?
Oh.
What?
There's a magic stick that makes things shrink.
What?
No,
How?
no.
Okay. I mean, like, I don't need that, but like at the same time, that could be helpful for sneaking.
It's definitely not.
It's not.
It's what we call a telescope.
Or if you're having trouble remembering the word telescope, you incorrectly call it a microscope over and over again.
Oh, all right.
Either one.
I thought it was like a legit stick that made you like smaller.
No, but I probably could make one of those. I'll have to put thought into that.
I got a feeling the
It might
artificers
be
kind
nice
of
for
break the game.
drafts.
No, I mean, I don't. It would all cost money or time. Most of that would actually be to do with the lodestone system, as opposed to me as an artificer.
That's fair.
Me being an artificer just makes me more curious about the lodestone system. And if I'm using it too much, you can always just let me not find any. So,
That's fair.
which I haven't found.
There
any
is an
yet.
actual god here, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. I would like to.
Your
What is
numbers mean nothing to me.
What is the roof situation on the tower with the telescope?
There's
It's
a
like
roof.
pointy and is
Like,
like
I mean, is
up
it like
and pointy and
straw,
crooked.
or is
'cause
it like
that's how I picture it.
stone shingles, or is it like
Stone shingles.
I don't know?
I mean,
you can get
it's-
slate shingles.
It's slate.
It's slate shingles.
Mhm.
There's this.
How
Yeah, we should go to bed.
easily would you say that it is pried up?
What do you mean?
No, that's insane.
I want to make a hole in the roof of the tower.
Is that
There's
something
already a hole.
for the magical stick.
Oh, for the magic stick, can I expand the hole?
Wait, was it a periscope?
No, it's
There's
a
a telescope
telescope.
out into the universe.
Oh,
So
it's
you
one of-
have to have an opening.
I
You're
thought
not
it was.
looking at the walls with a telescope.
could just be
I
out
thought
the
it was
window.
sticking out of a window. That was my.
No,
thing.
I also-
thought it was
I
out
didn't
on
think
the
it was
balcony,
observatory.
It's
like,
not. It's
up.
not. Yeah, it's an observatory. It's not like what we would call an observatory's telescope, right? It's not in fucking LA. It's not the entire building. It's still a mounted telescope sticking out of a space in
But-
the.
Could I make a secondary hole on the other side?
You could.
I would like that.
Can I?
It's gonna. Sure. I'm saying
It's gonna take some
Allow me to
time,
explain.
little
it's
bit.
about a 10 to 12-foot opening
Mm-hmm.
for this telescope.
Right.
It's a larger telescope. It's very well made,
Right.
and so it's long. It's about 6 feet long, but it's this thing that it has a balcony.
Oh, it has a balcony.
Yeah, so it's a 12-foot opening
Mm.
in that room. So it has a wide open space. You're more than welcome to try to make a hole in the opposite end of the way.
I thought it was a single telescope on a balcony with a fully roofed.
No.
Okay, all right, great. No, if there's as long as I can see the night sky, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I want to sleep out on the balcony.
Fucking medieval real estate discussions are.
Can I go to the door and put it on the forest and go in, and then just grab a bunch of sticks, and then come back out? And
Sure. I mean,
bring-
like, okay. So you turn the knob to forest.
yeah.
Open the door. It's
Click whistle barbs.
there's a canopy above you. It's a deep forest. Like, you know, it's one
Yeah.
of those things where it's like it is something that is well covered, but you do feel
Like twigs and stuff. That's what I'm looking for.
right. It's like starting to be slightly maybe daytime. Like like the sun feels like it's peeking out. Like you can see a bit easier right now. It's not as bright as the stead was, but it is certainly brighter than the nighttime over in Mansion Land.
Mansion land.
Ah.
It probably takes you about how much are you trying? What are you how
Enough to like put like hold like in my arm.
Oh my.
still?
No,
how much
I
are
can
you
actually-
trying to?
I'm gonna take my shirt and like as much as I can fit in my shirt. So like
Oh, okay, sure.
like this kind of
A
thing.
shirt
like,
load.
Yeah,
Sure.
shirt load.
How big is the shirt?
A metric shirt load.
A metric shirt
normal
ton.
size.
It takes you about 10 minutes. There's a bunch of twigs, branches everywhere, but like
He's out.
it's still mostly a clearing. It's
Okay.
still like, you know, there's trees around you, there's a canopy around you, but it is relatively cleared.
Okay.
So yeah, barely 10 minutes.
All
and
right.
you're able to-
Then I'm gonna go back into where she's sleeping, and
Sure.
just like drop them on the
Birds
ground.
were chirping, things were alive, things are sort of echoing through. And you put it where?
I'm gonna drop it like right on the courtyard area below the telescope observatory thing.
You put it towards the courtyard where
This is so nice.
the tree, and the tree is the bottom of that tower.
Oh. Really?
If you, I don't know if you make nests, but I have nest stuff.
That's
Appro-
super
that's-
nice. I would love a nest.
I can
Thank-
only get a shirt full. I mean, I probably could have grabbed more, but I grabbed a shirt full.
I've made a nest with less. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye. Gotta go to bed.
I'm gonna make a nest on the balcony, just like.
It's pretty tiny.
But I like it though. But it's
She's
like,
like,
It's like barely. You can't.
like your kid's bed for adults.
It's like you know those like
it's a
pentagram
twin bed.
circles.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Could you
It's
imagine?
like barely. It's not really anything. It's just kind of like a bunch of sticks cobbled together.
I still settle down in the middle and like
It's
I
a nest
just
of
like
friendship.
like I like
Yeah.
full of feathers.
Could you imagine? She's
I
just
fold
like,
my wings back.
it's a very harmful stereotype.
And
I know. I was like,
You think we-
oh.
you- we don't
fuck
like
you.
beds?
No, I fucking love nests.
Get your wings in and
I make it on the balcony, and like even though it's like meager, I still like it.
I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna put a fucking hot tub in this shit, but like.
In my nest.
TV over
Yes.
here. Welcome to
Party
my
nest.
crib.
Hey, MTV, welcome to my nest.
We need to do a house tour video.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anybody else need to do anything?
Sleepy time junction.
Yeah, I'm just gonna head to sleep.
Great.
I'm gonna pick up the couch. I'm gonna look for Trulio. And just give him a good petting.
He gets a nice petting by the fire.
Oh, that's good.
He hasn't. His bed's by there, so he's not really.
Oh, yeah, I want to grab all the wolves from the children and have them come to
Oh, we forgot their babysitters.
hang out with me on my bed.
As you come into the kitchen, as you're like dropping off the twigs, the wolves and the kobolds are sort of just sitting calmly with each other. The kobolds are sort of like doing things on the table and they're messing with stuff, or they're like one or two of them are running around, but the wolves and Ripper are just kind of periodically peering around or just like sleeping. And
So I'm just gonna say, like, go to bed.
they get up and they just immediately go with you. And Set Lolly comes through and grabs the kids and brings them upstairs as well.
We go into our bed and sleep.
And with that, a sleep is had.
You done asleep.
You done did the long rests. Waking up in the morning, you know. You guys wake up at dawn. You guys kind of... I mean, guess that's the thing. It was nighttime. It was one of those things where, like, if you had anything else to do, if you wanted to, like, read or anything, you had the opportunities. But, like, waking up at when? Dawn? What are you trying to do?
Well, let's see. So,
So what do you think? Relatively
I'm
early?
trying to think about Sestet time.
Well, that's what I mean by dawn.
Dawn and Sestet.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's when we were gonna meet with Stoneboy.
Yeah. I'm ready in the front entrance hall.
Cool.
Ready to go.
All right. So everybody, an evening's rest is had, and
Hit points received.
yes.
Yeah, spell slots. Oh, sweet, beautiful spell slots.
We've been casting spells on before.
We haven't long
Well, he
rested
was-
in a very long time.
He was
Yeah.
yeah.
It was the wagon ride before the corpses.
Fair.
So, you guys all meet in the foyer by the door.
Yes.
Is there anything before you head out?
Check for Yvonne?
Sure. You in the shop?
Yeah.
You check there and you notice that the box is gone and she's not in there.
Took the box with her?
Or the
Really?
box took her with it.
Can we get her out?
We don't have the box. We can't.
Alright. Well, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like if the box took her, then we would still have a box.
That's a fair point. She might be down in the engine room, but if she is, we probably don't want to bother her right now.
Fair enough.
We can probably see her when...
You
next
know
time
her
we're back.
better. I think she's a little scared of me.
Oh, she's like that to everyone. It's fine.
Alright, cool.
I'm her very best friend, and she's like that with me, so it's fine.
Alright, well, yeah, I'm good to go.
Well,
I'm gonna come downstairs.
Stoneboy?
Yeah.
I was just my things are wrong and there I fix it.
I mean, are we heading out today? Like, did we get the list of things? Are we leaving today?
I'm not sure.
To the tower?
Let's get the
Oh,
thing.
I planned that we were.
Great.
Me too.
I don't know what else we have to do. Like,
We have to pick up the thing from Stoneboy and then... do we
Oh,
have
that's a
to-
sexy French dude.
Sexy French dude.
Yeah.
Which
Gar-
I'm
Gar-
super
Geralt from The
excited
Witcher?
about.
Yeah, The Witcher, but he works in a shop.
The Witcher.
So,
but
like,
French.
a little sexier.
Yeah.
It's like Geralt, but, like, he also, like,
But
works
with a
over, like, a
steady
hot,
job.
like, anvil.
Yeah, Geralt, but also mixed with like Agent Gibbs.
Geralt,
from,
but
from
in
NCIS.
class.
Oh, hot damn. Really? Oh, god damn.
You had mentioned
Sure.
maybe getting someone like a cleric earlier.
I think that if we're going to a place called the Tower of Blight, where the undead go, I think we should have someone who knows how to heal shit. Because, like, that's the thing. It's like healing potions are like, what? 50 gold a pop? Or, like, on a conservative estimate. But, like, I think if we could find someone who is able to heal us or protect us or some sort of something, I think that might be helpful.
And I wasn't here. I was, pouting. Did you guys talk to anybody yet about that?
Not really.
We've not.
Well,
we
asked
tried.
some people, and they all like laughed at us. We went to the church, and at the church, he was like, "I don't think anybody will do it."
Well,
He was a
we
no.
tried to?
The university was also a no, right?
Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah,
tried
the
to
university.
maybe.
Was this before or after we thought we might actually have a way into the tower?
No, we definitely have a way. Well, I mean, like, we might have a way into
We
it.
think-
have
we
a
definitely
big old
might.
key.
Yes, we know we might. Did we have that information when we approached these clerics?
No.
Because a lot of them are probably scared, but some of them might also be curious. If they know
That's
that
the
it isn't
thing.
just going to die in front of a tower, like if we let someone know we might actually have a way in, we might get some more interest.
That's a very good point.
We're talking
That was
things of legends
that was
here.
the biggest thing with the guy at the university.
Yeah.
Was he was like
No one ever.
he's
went
like I can
in,
get
no
you
one
there.
ever went
Yeah,
back.
he thought there was no way in.
Mhm.
But if we have a key from the guy that made the tower, like what kind of game designer would like drop a key like that wasn't for the lock? That was,
I
What
don't
kind
know.
of god
What
of this
kind of
what
earth?
kind of god would do that?
What kind of DM?
Just make bad things happen for no reason.
What's its stony face as we have this conversation? No, that's a very good point.
So
if
we
go,
could-
if
we could-
go like
Like we go back to them.
he might even be able to tell us like if this.
It's fair.
It's a weird looking.
So it's one thing to be like, hey, we believe we do have a way into the tower. It's another thing to be like, here is our very valuable key from someone super,
Correct.
very from a long time ago, from someone super famous in magic.
Cullen?
Look at it for us. Like it's a different thing entirely to then trust this person with what that way in is. Because if we get robbed, we're humped.
But the thing is, we don't have the key with us, do we?
No, we could ask him, but then we can't get it appraised.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if
Guess
we're,
Wait, we don't have the key with us?
Well, I mean,
we're
like
still in the
that's
mansion.
the thing.
We could leave it here.
We have the
Oh.
option of leaving the key here. That's the thing. It's like if we say that we have the key, we cannot prove that we have the key. But if we have the key with us, someone could try to take it. But I have to say, I'm very adept at killing people who try to take my things. So
Don't get me wrong.
I'll need
I
a pulling
can
thread.
summon a turtle with a big gun. I'm not too worried.
that is my favorite.
I mean,
thing
I
that
could
you do.
carry it and then become an animal.
Fly
Exactly. So
Right.
maybe the key is very safe with us, and we say, "Look, the key." And if anybody's just like evil shit, we can just kill them. But if someone is worthy enough, we take them with us.
It's reckless and wild, and I love it. I just wanted to make sure you all did as well.
Great.
Well, if there's anybody curious enough to want to go there, it would probably be him.
I'm
When
down
we're
for
saying
talking.
him,
Probably.
I.
He's
He's from the
fantastic.
college. I don't remember
It's
this.
the guy that said Lolly tried to steal the thing
Oh,
from.
he's not.
Oh, the
fantastic.
professor.
Yeah, the professor.
He's a huge asshole.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to my new friend Set Lolly and think that she probably doesn't like that.
She has sort of a it's measured. It's one of those things where she doesn't seem enthused by the idea, but it's one of those.
If that, or I mean, we
if
could
you
start it.
think that that's what we should do,
I just don't know what other leads we have
I mean,
for somebody to help us.
we could show it to the to Nerith. We could show it to the Drow and see if he knows anything, or if maybe he's interested.
Even his name's hot.
He's so hot, and like I feel like he would just scare the monsters away by sheer force of sexuality, and I think that is something we need on this team.
I don't think he would want to
What?
go.
I don't believe. I think he's more of a crafter than an adventurer.
Fair enough,
I'm not
but he
sure.
might
he'd
know
be.
someone. That's the thing.
That's the thing. We can ask him.
I'd
We
much
can
rather
say
trust.
we're missing this. Yeah,
I
I like
would much
Nerith.
rather
I don't know
trust
if I should.
Nerith's Your
Shoot.
suggestion.
That was the thing I wanted to
university-
ask Yvonne about.
What is
Oh,
it?
she's not awake.
I know. I wanted
just
to ask
wanted
Yvonne.
to,
She's
you guys
awake.
announced
She moved
we.
the box.
Oh,
Like
I'm
I
gonna
said,
go
the
to
box
the-
is gone, but Yvonne is not in the shop.
I'm gonna run to the mirror.
Okay. It's like a 2-second.
I'd like to speak to Yvonne, since she is gone.
Please hold.
By the way, that's another thing that you two should know. To use the mirror, you have to say the person's name and then make a rhyme about that person's name to access the mirror.
are you kidding?
How
That
did
is
you
the
learn
spell.
that
Is
information?
this a you rule or
That
a
was
her rule?
I did it.
That's a her
This is your
rule.
fault.
That I'm
We're
basically,
here for this.
I'm sort of doubling down and being
We've
like,
adopted
you know what?
it into
Yeah.
a house
Fucking
rule.
fine.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
It's,
Way better.
it's literally pun
Way
intended and
They
rhyme
made this
exclusive.
like incredibly impressive feat of magical engineering, and then they're like, what if we locked a feature of it behind a stupid fucking
Yeah, but
rule?
you would do that too.
I would. That's why
The
I'm
best
not
part is I
doing
also
it.
don't think you. That means like you probably can't use it now.
No, I feel like
Are
Rhymes.
slant rhymes accessible?
you can find out.
Does it have to be proper English
You can
as
find
long as
out.
it rhymes?
Yeah.
Need
Wait,
proper
can we
comment?
do like?
I'd like to talk to
Proper
my
comment.
dad. Scoobily
Yeah, proper
doobly
comment.
dab.
You could absolutely explain that to someone.
I would fucking love that.
If it just has to rhyme, but if it just has to
Please
rhyme,
allow me to talk to ROI. To whom she knows that I am a guy.
I am Sorrowai.
let me talk to ROI.
I'd like to talk to Aurora.
ROI.
Yeah, and she like combines ROI with ROI.
Asinine.
Just
Absolutely.
rhyming the same word with the same
so the
word.
mirror.
I
you
would
are
like to.
looking
I would
at-
like to follow to the mirror.
You
No,
see,
you're Katy Perry.
you see Yvonne, and she's
This whole time.
flipping through something, and then. Hello?
There's just no.
Oh, we couldn't find you. We want to speak to you.
Okay. What do you mean you would.
Where are you?
In the library.
Thank you. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Oh, that's why I couldn't
No, wait,
find
come to
her.
the friend hall.
Oh, she's in the library. Oh, did we
All
want
right,
her
cool,
to come
In the
cool.
to you?
I'll go to the
library? We have to go
library.
to the library? Where's the library?
I show her.
I just like
the
how this
library.
communication system
I have
has
no-
like no privacy whatsoever. You don't opt into the calls. You don't select to answer. They just show up.
We have all the power. I love it.
Wherever. Whenever.
I thought it was funner that way. I thought it was going to be more entertaining.
We just have to pray that the bomb
And
never gets
also, that was something that happened in the last session.
What? What happened?
With the call that you
Oh, I couldn't see anything.
Oh.
But no one was there for that, so y'all don't know that.
Who'd you call?
None of y'all business.
Okay.
made. None of your business, but there was a call that was made that Click Whistle and Set Lolly were aware of that nobody was able to answer.
I ain't no snitch.
So,
I'm rich.
I'd
So,
like to talk to the snitch.
and
And it's immediately Click Whistle.
upstairs, 3rd floor.
Library.
You come to that place through the room where everybody's bedrooms are. There is a staircase in the middle of that room, a spiral staircase upwards. Going up, the spiral staircase continues to move upwards, but you come out into this landing into this 50, 60 foot long library space, 2-floored. So the 2nd floor, there's an additional 2 sets of spiral staircases up to that place. Books line every shelf, and there are, on the bottom level where you guys start, there are a bunch of tables and workspaces, and you see Yvonne sitting at one of them, and she's got a stack of about 10 or 12 books next to her, and the puzzle box sort of in the middle of those books.
Can I sneak up so I'm real close and then just kind of in her ear be like,
What you looking at?
She is facing you.
oh, never mind.
Please do it
facing the
regardless.
staircase.
You
I
do
do
it
it.
anyway.
I'm gonna do it regardless.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
roll?
go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
I'm gonna give you a stealth roll. Hang on, I have to pull up my character sheet first. I think
Pretty sure
it's
it's a plus 11 or a
I'm
plus
pretty
9.
sure it's a plus 11.
Jesus, what are you, a rogue?
Yeah, bish. All right.
21. Surprise, bitch!
I mean, it's one of those things where you are sneaky. She's not like spooked.
Yeah, she's just.
It's just one of you're already here.
I'm very close.
One of those kind of spooks things where it's like just not aware that you moved that quickly. Not so much that she wasn't aware of your presence.
What you looking at?
I am looking at. I'm trying to learn more about this. And she points to the box.
What have you found out so far?
Nothing. I have found out exactly what we knew, which was that it was a extra-dimensional space.
That's a little suspicious, isn't it?
Not super suspicious. It's a fairly common practice among magicians. What is curious is that it is twofold. That it has two shapes. That it
Small
has
and big.
two functions. Yes. That is uncommon.
One to hide bodies in when it steals you magically from just minding your own business trying to solve them.
Yeah, because that's
True.
the thing.
True.
There was no treasure. Because I made sure there was no treasure in the room that you got sucked into. But
Right.
there was a small one, and there was a lot of treasure.
We found some treasure in there.
We found the key and the rings.
Yeah. I had a question for you, Yvonne. So we've been out looking, trying to find help with our Tower of Blight quest, yeah. And we started learning about lodestones, which I'm super interested in learning more about their practical uses. So I'll probably talk to you about that at some point. But the person we were learning that from is someone named Nerith. I was curious if you're familiar with him.
He's a drow.
Tries to hide it though by lighting his shop with amethyst
Amethyst?
lighting.
He cute as
No.
hell. No.
Not familiar? Alright. Well, he's a nice guy. If you ever need someone to talk about lodestones, I'm sure you could have very interesting conversations.
I'm sure. But no.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
Inside check.
The problem Liam runs into, as someone who rarely lies, is he rarely thinks of lying by other people as an option.
That other people have that opportunity.
Too long.
18.
18. There's...
There's a microphone.
Whisper time, only knowing about
You know, I
things.
probably
It's
could have done this
You're an
easier
elf.
than you did. I'm sorry.
Wait,
I'll
they,
remember
an
that.
elf and she's sneaking.
I'll remember
she's
that.
the only one who knows
Yeah.
information.
they definitely had a thing in high school.
Yeah. I
Oh,
get
for
it.
sure.
They're both great. I mean, I'm both of their best friends, so like... Yeah, I've worked through my dilemma about Liam's best friends.
Which are so many.
The thing is, I think at the moment Philip is Liam's best friend. It's just Liam is a lot of other people's best friends as well.
This is true facts.
Like he's good friends with Yvonne, but he's
he's got
Yvonne's
that-
best friend.
He's got that rustic
She doesn't know it, but
hospitality.
yeah, for sure.
Are you, you don't seem like it makes you uncomfortable talking about them, though, if you don't know them.
Yeah, of course. Why would it make me uncomfortable if I know them?
Well, because you're avoiding eye contact. You seem to
I
do
do
that
that
when
all
you...
the time.
I mean,
No.
she's got a point there.
No. Now, both times we've caught you in a lie, you avoid eye contact.
All the time.
I don't know them.
Swear on your life.
Swear on the life of the thing you love
Swear
the
on the life
most.
of Moral and yourself.
Die for this.
Philip's getting very uncomfortable.
So Liam. But he's eating food.
it's
Liam just starts eating.
it's Philip going, and Liam going.
Stress eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Swear on the life of the thing that you love the most, that you are not lying. Do
What
it!
is this? Why am I doing this?
Doing what?
Swearing or anything? Why is this important?
Because
to
you are lying.
Because we brought you into our house trusting you.
We like you a lot, Yvonne. We just need the truth.
Make me an intimidation check.
Oh, balls.
Ah, shit. Can I help?
I mean,
I have good intimidation.
You added.
No, it's
some-
fine. It's great. 19.
Oh, shit. Never mind.
What's the total? for
0.
Zero.
19.
Okay. I couldn't.
I don't have
remember-
negative charisma.
I couldn't remember if you did or not. I couldn't remember if you
It's
did or
just
not.
sheer strong arming. You just have her up against like a forearm shiver of like.
Cast fire.
I want to help, I can't.
Yes, I know him.
So why did you say you didn't?
It's just history there.
Like, are you scared
Is it
of
bad
him?
history? Should we not
No,
be
he's a
dealing
very
with
nice
him?
person. He's
Okay.
He's a very nice person.
Were you guys like a thing?
what?
How nice
Very-
is he?
He was very nice. He was always very kind and giving, and he was.
Then
just a
why did
nice
you
person.
lie?
Just for reasons that I would appreciate if I could keep to myself for a time.
Darling, we're going into a place called the Tower of Blight. We will probably die there. We don't have any future context. You should tell us exactly what you know, because that is the only way that we will come back here. So, why?
He and Moral were a thing,
A thing.
and Moral is my sibling.
I mean, we gathered that much.
Wow, I didn't.
Oh.
Good, well, good to know. Okay.
He's always nice. Just,
Did you like him?
sure, he was a very kind person.
No, but like, did you think he was sexy? Why are you laughing
I
at me?
kind of thought he was sexy.
I definitely thought he was sexy.
She just like
Did you want his body?
she immediately goes
Did you
from
think
like
sexy?
her normal, slightly like
It's just how like,
tan complexion to like a beet pink
Oh.
complexion of just like. I have to read about this puzzle box now.
I didn't mean to embarrass you. I just
I have
everyone
to
else
read
has
about
been
this
saying he's
puzzle
sexy,
box
so I
now.
didn't think it was a secret.
This
I'm
is very
sorry.
important. This is what we need to work on. Hope you have fun. Come
Do you
back
want to
alive.
come with us?
No.
No, she
We can
can't
tell
come
him you
with
say
us.
hi. Or like another message, like,
Any other message?
hey.
You up?
Hey.
Hey, you.
We could do a winky emoji if you need. My smile isn't very nice, but I could do it for you.
Or we could bring a letter.
we can
She like
take him an
grabs the
eggplant.
box and grabs all of her books like very haphazardly
Wait, Devon,
and starts
wait!
to like.
Wait.
She's moving. She's
Wait.
going towards the staircase.
Yvonne, I have a question about crafting!
She's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, that's better information.
Sexy.
Sexy information is good information. But the thing is, like, sexy information is weakness information.
I didn't mean to make her seem weak. You all have been saying it.
Well, no, I just need to know what everybody's weakness is, and I need to know what everybody's strength is. Her weakness is Nerith.
Okay.
You're kind of terrifying. I like it.
It comes from growing up with no love or parents, so, like... no, but, like, yeah.
I
You just
have
know
a-
that her weakness is Nerith.
I have a weakness for a good fruit cobbler.
I have never seen a more truthful face.
But how come
my
in your
whole life.
how come in your dream it wasn't a fruit cobbler then?
What? She's calling you out on your dream.
Because there's
high.
no possible
Dream.
because there's no possible way to make a cobbler scary. I have no questions. I know exactly where I stand with cobbler.
Have you ever drowned in a cobbler?
I think you underestimate the strength of my jaw.
What if it was like
It's
a?
very possible to
If I had
drown
a
in a
nickel.
cobbler.
But what if it was a cobbler that ate you instead of you eating it?
Ooh.
Like that could have been terrifying.
I'm trying to decide if I need to
You know,
bring this
sometimes
in.
I would like
It's eventually
Probably.
open.
The answer is probably.
Well, I was hoping to be able to sleep tonight. But thank you for that.
We're going to the Tower of Blight. We're not sleeping anyway.
No, we're never sleeping again.
I forgot. We're all gonna die.
Yeah,
Let's go.
for sure. We need literally like 18
Oh, I'm such an
healing
idiot.
potions.
Why did I get rid of the alcohol? We're marching towards our deaths, and I traded my alcohol for walkie-talkies.
Oh,
By the way, everyone, just so you know, I've crafted some sending stones for us. So if we have to split up at some point during our adventure, we have a set of sending stones.
It's 2?
2 sending stones.
Can we still talk in the pocket?
Oh, we still have the pocket as well.
Good.
If-
If the sending stone is in the pocket, can other people hear it?
Oh, we could probably pass it through the pocket. Yeah,
Perfect.
great.
Good to know. Let's go to Nerith.
That pocket.
I love this pocket. I'm going to exploit this pocket so hard.
If I had a nickel.
Man, if
I'm gonna get all deep in that pocket.
if I was a thief,
Elbow
if
deep.
Liam was a thief.
He'd be in everybody's pockets.
No, the thing is, like,
It'd be
no,
so
he
easy to
doesn't
like
even need
nab
to.
something and just drop it into the pocket.
Yeah,
And
like
just,
she nabs it, drops it in her pocket, someone else pulls it out.
That's
They search her,
exactly what-
it's nowhere.
That is exactly my favorite part of the pocket. I just want to steal shit.
I'm
You
sorry.
can certainly use it that
Are
way.
you saying that you can't do that now?
No,
No, we just haven't
Click Whistle
used it
certainly
yet.
can. Liam wouldn't.
Click Whistle would.
Liam wouldn't even think about it
So,
as a possibility.
what are we doing now? What are we going? Where are we going?
Nerith.
going to Nerith.
We have to pick
Alright.
up the special thing.
Okay.
I can't wait for you to meet this guy. He's
Wait, are we
great.
going directly from there to the tower?
Yeah, we're just gonna open
No,
the.
no.
We're just gonna put the knob on the Nerith button and just.
No,
go to the
she's
shop.
saying.
We're not sure yet.
Oh, directly to the tower from
Not
Nerith.
We
yet.
need to grab this. I think finding out exactly what he's made for us is probably going to be part of the planning process of what we're going to do.
Of the Tower of Light. Because I think we should definitely check in with the guy that Daphne suggested up there in the, like, right before the Plague Lands. Like the, what's
Right,
his
our
head?
contact, Denarius Benarius or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, Tarnarius Blargarian.
Barrett Narrett, something like that.
Jared Farron?
Blar...
What?
Jarn
Barrett
Jarn
Theron.
Snur.
The Roger? The Roger.
Jarn Snur.
I should just make names like Blop and Shoot and like
Scoop a doop.
Bob,
Because-
Ted, Frank. Like,
yeah,
Really,
'cause
really.
eventually it's not gonna fucking matter what I
no,
say.
it's not. They're all gonna
I'm
die
like,
with us
here's
on
the
this
name.
journey.
Here's the name a second time. Here's the name a third time. So, where's that Winterfresh guy?
Listen.
We're still gonna make
I
him a nickname
finally,
for him.
after months, remembered Yvonne's name. After months of claiming that she is my best friend, I started remembering her name. I think I'm growing, okay?
Yeah, you're growing into a more competent Leo. So,
He's her
it's,
best friend.
it's again, Dawn is breaking. You want to grab that little thing right there?
Who's Dawn?
Dawn is breaking
Not
into,
today, Satan. Not today.
and as you guys step out from the mansion, it is a fine morning, not a cloud in sight, a brisk autumn day. Pardon me. Pardon me. It's, you know, it's not entirely a
So I have
Super
also
straight
caps
shot
and lids.
to Nerith's. It's about a 40-minute walk from the mansion. to Nerith's place, mainly just because of he resides south in the west side of town, so he's like in this.
I sing the whole walk.
Well, what do you sing?
Oh, just a couple ditties I know.
Just a couple of
The good old
ditties?
Mountain Dew.
About Jack and Diane?
No. I sing Foggy Dew, Real Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I sing
The Whisper
Oh, the
Song.
Foggy Dew and Real Mountain Dew is my favorite.
Foggy Dew for sure is a real song. I don't know about the
Real Mountain Dew is a great
Oh,
one.
you didn't
I know
I've
the
never
Rare
heard it.
Mountain
Died
Dew
in the
is
idea.
like
At the foot of the hill, there's a meaningless hill. The smoke rises up to the sky. From the smoke and smell, you can plainly tell there's a button room nearby. It fills the air with an odor of earth, attracts both me and you. When home you stroll, take a bucket and a bowl, the real Mountain Dew. Ah, diddly-I-dum, diddly-lum, diddly-lum-die, diddly-I-day. I diddly-lum, diddly-lum, diddly-lum-die,
like this little tap
diddly-I-day.
dancing.
Nice little. Go ahead and roll me a performance check.
What?
Go
Oh,
ahead and roll me a
performance check.
performance check.
I
See
had.
people throwing money at us on the street.
Yeah.
I
well,
technically
we're
can
gonna
also
see.
play the flute.
Do you want to join?
Yeah.
All right. Then
Performance.
Go ahead and give me a
All
performance
right, all
check
right, all right, all right.
on your
okay.
flute.
All
Well,
right,
thank
all
God
right,
I
okay, no
failed my
ladies.
self-control
And
check.
Philip.
Yeah, the performance check is a 7.
Great. Add your charisma bonus.
6.
Oh, I have my charisma.
Okay.
You know what's sad is I'm proficient in it.
So you rolled a 4?
A persuasion check.
No, I rolled a
It's
6.
a 9.
Oh, so it's a 9.
Mine's a 9.
So it's a
Persuasion
9.
check.
Persuasion check to do what?
To watch them and be like, oh, that was great. Just everybody like.
This is the best
Like,
thing
You
I've
trying
ever
to
Oh, this is-
influence other people into enjoying this thing?
I'm a plant, yeah.
seen. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check. It's not the busiest
what
street
you
ever.
want.
Who knew?
Oh, it's about to be.
But like
This
as
is
you
a
move,
reflection on your singing. I'm so sorry.
as you guys move through
Elbows,
this,
elbows,
as you
elbows,
move through the
elbows.
city, what is your persuasion
I
check?
rolled a 19.
Uh-huh.
I have a +6 persuasion. That's a 7. That's a 25. It's a 25 of like an okay performance, but he's just like selling the
you.
shit out of the
No.
show.
No.
Everyone
It's not an
loves
okay
it.
performance. It's in the sense of like the flute and the tap dancing mixed with the singing are making it hard to watch. But you are going around and just like every new person that you see, you're like, boy,
This show is incredible.
yeah,
And it's like, it sounds a little weird. I'm like, oh, it's just progressive folk. That's
right, exactly.
It's just-
So you're selling the shit out of it.
This is the
People
new
are-
wave.
People are lining up in the early morning to see this thing. They stay.
It's not bad music. It's
They
bad.
stay for maybe
It's intentionally bad. It's part of the art.
15,
It's bad.
20
It's about the
seconds
notes you don't
a
hit
piece
correctly.
before they realize, I don't think I'm into this.
Did they throw anything? Did they throw any coin?
No, they don't throw anything.
anything?
They just walk away. Anybody who comes up reliably stays between like 15 seconds to a minute of whatever's going on, and they just sort of eventually peter out. They're like, I just don't get it, you
Flipping
know?
daggers.
Like,
Like, that
somebody's
way.
gonna
But some of them
understand
are
it.
convinced that it's like, yeah, it's them that isn't getting it. You
Oh,
know?
every single person who goes up and watches is convinced that they just don't get it.
It's there. It's just not
So that
there.
means that we get a couple of people who are just like posturing and trying to go like, oh yeah, no, this
yeah.
speaks to me.
There's at
real
least
art,
three.
real
There's
art.
at least
If you don't get it,
3 5 people
I get it.
every like 4 minutes that you're like kind of like walking through and just routinely doing this. That yeah, there's like a few people that are just standing up and posturing like, oh, the real
Art.
Mountain Dew, the dancing and the flute is really bringing it. Yeah, they're talking out of their ass about.
The point is, the real Mountain Dew is the friends you made along the way.
Pretty much that level.
The dew represents serfdom.
Are you
And-
doing the dew?
And the dance represents the dance we all do in society when we have to work for coin.
The dew
And the
is
bad
spelled
flute
D-U,
playing,
not like
I think is just
you.
bad flute playing. But it's one of those things that it adds to the piece because if it was good flute playing, we would care more.
We're the
Do we hear any of
If
this?
we were paying
No.
attention to the flute,
we're the
instead-
flute of the people. Like
The
we
flute-
are
no,
uneducated.
No, the flute is of the hierarchy. The flute is the bad flute playing of them. They're trying to control
It's the
everything
man.
you see.
It's
the
intentional.
man.
There
It's
is
intentional.
no the lords have no artistic merit in themselves.
Yes, they pawn it off to us, the common people, to understand what real art is.
This is what happens when Liam fails his self-control checks.
Just sheer pandemonium.
Just like what do we just
Carnival
what do
in
we
the
just make a like a Dadaism allegory in our D&D game?
Oh God, he is a Dadaist.
He's a Dadaist.
So you guys eventually make your way to Nerith's.
The narrator about the show.
It's up to you guys. When do you stop playing?
It just becomes
We
known as
tap
like
dance into
just becomes known as like the must-see mediocre show.
The must-see show of Sistet.
I didn't like it, but I'm glad I went. The entire population.
Didn't like it. Didn't enjoy myself. Not sure if I'd go again, but I went.
We had 4 stars because they tried.
At least I can say I was there.
Exactly. It's like I experienced it.
They start making shirts.
It's the
Start making.
I experienced the weird show, and all
I
I got was a
experienced the
weird
do.
t-shirt. I experienced the do.
I did it
I did the do. Oh no!
That's a thing.
That's
If
our
this-
first merch.
if
That's our
this-
first merch.
I
Is gonna be a
did.
shirt that
If
says I did the
No,
do.
if this
And all I got
doesn't
was
become
a
a
lousy
thing
t-shirt.
in like the underground art scene in Sisted, and we start seeing like little signs that say that around the place. Like if you drop this at any point during the campaign, I'm leaving. This is now part of the culture of this city.
It absolutely is.
Writing that down. Way to make Chris stop making stupid jokes. Done.
Go along with this stupid joke for a very long time.
Deep seed this one. Retain.
How far are we from Nerith's?
You were there.
We're there.
Okay, great.
As I said before.
I kick open the door, but it's like.
It's a sliding door.
It's a sliding door.
Yep.
So you
Oh,
lift.
sorry. Sorry.
Now you broke his pinky.
I know.
It's not a
You can
pinky.
borrow this.
No, it's fine.
It's a
Alright.
regular type finger.
Yeah, I need to take it.
That ain't a pinky, that's a regular type finger.
I do have a small one. I'm
Hey, no,
sorry,
Pinky,
did I
that's a
hurt
real
you?
finger.
I'm sorry,
Did I
guys.
really hurt you?
I'm sorry.
fine.
Are you
We're
sure?
back.
I don't need my Alright.
Wait, it's a sliding door.
That's a real type finger.
It's a
sliding
slide-
door.
it's a sliding
You can
door.
slam as hard as you want, and it will stop and open smoothly. It's a magic sliding door. It's amazing.
Like
It's just
came
after
off
it's
the wall, or like
Basically.
Okay.
Does it open automatically or no?
No.
No.
so you have
But
to touch it, but then it
you
doesn't.
have to slide it open.
No, you have to slide it.
You
It's
can
just
slide
that it catches.
Yeah, if you slide it super hard, instead of
gonna
like
grab it
crashing
with
through the
my
wall, it'll
talons and,
stop
like-
and like close.
Yeah,
down.
it's on tracks like most people's like.
I thought it was like an automatic thing.
No,
No.
I could do that
Just
though.
kick this door. It's like
Well, I
I
thought
kicked
that's what
that
she was like
way,
kicking it, and it like opened. Like
I grabbed it and then kicked it.
So, you step inside.
we step inside.
Great. So, the lighting inside is back to its endless hue that you guys were privy to last time you came in. There's a sign outside, or not so much a sign, a design towards the wall of the building that is this. I mean, I showed it last time. It's sort of a faded meteor-looking object.
But it has runes around that.
Yes. As you step in, the room on the walls have square boxes, like rectangular boxes that have a bunch of different ore inside of them. Pretty much any ore that you could imagine is within them. Gold, platinum, silver, coal. There's some regular iron and steel. Well, wait, no, steel is,
Refined iron.
yeah, refined. So, sorry.
Pennsylvania knowledge.
I'm like, wait, that's not right. But there's other things like
Refine.
palladium, and there's a bunch of different types of ore, and so if you knew what they were, you would understand.
Ore.
Standing behind the counter in this like workbench area, the lighting again. There's a giant amethyst crystal in the ceiling, with sort of. I say giant. I just mean to say that it's massive for a crystal. It's probably
big enough to light the
basketball.
space.
Clear.
It's like basketball, soccer ball sized amethyst type of crystal.
That's
color.
a fairly massive crystal.
That's what I mean. Is it's like it's fairly large, and so it sits in the ceiling, kind of creating the hue of this purplish hue over everything. I just said hue twice, and I'm sorry, but.
No Hugh do.
Standing behind the counter, and in that work area, you see back towards you, white hair pulled in a ponytail, and well,
What about his muscles?
it's morning, so
How about his back muscles? Since we're behind him right now.
well, it's really interesting. I was gonna say he was shirtless, and so it was one of those things where he's the
Click whistle.
temperature
whistles.
of the room is fairly. It's a little bit muggy. It's a little warmer. You can hear like the smelter going, and he's sort of been working on. He's like working metal right now. So the whole walk up, you've been hearing clanging of hammer against metal. And as you come to the workbench, he's just dipped something in the water and walked around and sits at the bench. And his back muscles are very well defined. A slight glisten drips down the spine as he stands with his arms against the table, looking at an object that you can't see.
Liam doesn't do this, but I had the idea of like alpha dog Liam, like just see him with his shirt off and just like, oh no, yeah, take his shirt off too. Like, yo, what's up, bro? Yeah, we're just taking our shirts off in here. Like,
I can make items too.
I'm craft. I can craft.
craft the
any
shit
of
out of you,
those
bro.
willing
Just
to
bros being
observe
bros.
further,
craft it.
he seems to have well-developed muscles.
Oh, I'm just gonna write that down.
What did
You don't
I
need to write
tell
it
you?
down. You'll remember. No.
What did I tell you?
I mean, it's okay.
He's more than okay.
He turns around.
Nareth,
At
good to
this-
see you again.
Hi.
This is nameless.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
She's gonna not like him just because we built this up. She did this with Coco too. I was like, oh, Coco's so sad. She's like,
Sorry if I knew you.
I cried at Coco when I watched it and you weren't there. Sorry.
I would have been more prepared, but here you are.
Right, sorry. We tried to take our time. We did a whole thing in the street.
Don't worry about
We can do it for you again.
There was a whole tap dance.
And
It
flute
wasn't
playing.
good.
None of it was good.
None of it was good.
I mean,
but
I
they'll
thought
be talking about it for ages.
As a
Or else.
Then I suppose I should hear about it, and perhaps you will do it again sometime.
You don't want to see this.
I don't know. You have talked it up so well.
Maybe at some point I could give you a private performance.
Hey, maybe if we survive the Tower of Blight. Anywho, there, what did you make for the Tower of Blight?
Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. What did you say?
I was wondering what you made to help us not die as we tried to get to the Tower of Blight and then out of the Tower of Blight.
Ah. Right. Straight to business. He kind of ducks down and rummages through something, and he pulls up a lantern. It's about this large, about
It's head-sized,
Face size.
depending on the size of the face.
My face
yeah.
big.
I'd say about a foot, though. Like about a foot.
It's a little bit smaller than a face.
It has an angle to it.
Ben,
You see
that's
the
like,
structure
wow.
in the middle build up to a glowing blue stone.
Nice.
Right in the middle. It's not. Liam, you can immediately recognize that the material used around it is not really glass per se. It's just a translucent material.
Water.
Plastic?
And so he sets that down, and it has this like 2-foot chain attached to it as he sets it down, and sets like the chain to the side, which meets what's that called? Like if you made a ring that like sat on top of the lantern, that's where like the chain is connected to.
Oh, the little handle.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like the chain hooks to this ring that hooks to the lantern, so you can like hold
It's
it
a
up.
fastener. Yeah.
Right. Liam's just checking it out. He's just like checking out the
With the lighting, it's a little hard to tell maybe specifics, but you could like by the feel of it, you can tell it's kind of a brass fixture. The metal that was used to make the molding of the lantern was brass, but yeah, again, on a closer inspection, it's certainly not glass that's in the like the 4 frames of the lantern.
That's beautiful. What does it do?
So, this device, if used in the small capacity it is allowed, it can ward off undead, it can ward off certain creatures that would be privy to your presence while it moves through. But chief among them is that it will certainly make it so I was able to also enact within it a possibility that intelligent creatures would pass by. Things that already just focus on scent or supernatural presence of mind, that was already something that I could do. But I am very proud of this device. It can also prevent, like I said, someone who would potentially be... If you were to perhaps pass through you say magical line of alarming or something, it could prevent you from setting off that alarm.
How do we make sure?
What do you mean?
How do we make sure? You said we could pass the alarm, but like, is it the surefire thing that we pass an alarm, or?
I mean, I tried it on my own.
I mean,
It worked.
I trust you a lot, but I also need to know how long this aura
What I mean, my good
protection-
friend, what I mean is that it can work. It works in a realm of what I have tested.
So
I have never tested it on the plague marshes.
sure, but like, what do you have tested? What is the aura that will protect us? Is it 10 feet? Is it 15, 20, or like
It is the radius of which the lantern can give you light, which is 30 feet.
30 feet? And how long can it protect us for 30 feet?
It can only protect you for, unfortunately, it can only last for 10 minutes at a time.
Okay.
How long does it
Is
need to
that 30?
charge between 10-minute uses?
Well, it only has 4 charges a day.
Alright.
Fuck.
Did you already use one today?
We have 10 miles to go
Simply,
to
I...
get in.
Sorry, I didn't know you, but I have already tested these magics before.
Oh,
It is fine. You
If
got no
we're-
offense. I just simply mean to say.
So the
I would
lantern-
not
Didn't think I
give
was
you an
offensive.
item that I would have already reduced the quality of.
What if so if we have it activated, then we're not as likely to be found by like the undead or the creatures. What would the response be if we activated it like once they had already found us? Would it drive them away?
I doubt it.
No. All right.
It is more of a clout.
Can they cross
Overview.
into the light?
Oh, of course. It is not. It is not a war.
It's not
With the time I
it's not an
give-
abjuration stone. It's
What is aberration?
Oh, it's abjuration.
Yes.
Right. Okay, but it's not like a physical force sphere.
No, it cannot keep them at bay. It just simply masks your presence.
Right.
Don't we have a,
So-
don't we have a room?
It creates. There are many things in the plague marshes that I have heard of, that I have understood. I have a supernatural sense for when things that are alive, or that they would like to eat, that they would understand where they are. What this allows is this opportunity for someone to pass through without alarming them.
So we have
It
10
will-
minutes.
It will not shield you from their sight, their physical sight, but it will shield you from any supernatural sense that they have, any other scent that they could pick up from you. You will be shielded.
Right.
But we have that for 10 minutes. That is it.
10 minutes for charge.
Or
Yes.
4 times a day, so 40 minutes per day.
Do you think that will get us 10 miles? Can we
It's
make
certainly-
10 miles
make-
in 40 minutes?
We can make 10 miles in less than 2 hours if we book it.
But we only have 40 minutes.
Sure, but if you're scouting above us,
But
That's
she's not
true.
in the protection, and also things can fly. Oh right, you weren't there. We met with Daphne and asked like what kind of creatures there were. There are things that can fly. There are things in the ground. There are things on the ground. So you're just telling her that she's gonna go up and be.
I mean, I don't mind because I'm a
I
very
think it would
good
make.
shot,
I
but
think it would make more sense for the scout to have the lantern.
then I cannot protect you.
Just stay 30 feet above us.
well, we don't
Oh, I guess
activate.
30 feet.
Well, we don't.
30 feet would be pretty good.
It's a 30-foot radius.
30-foot radius.
So I can go above 30 feet and then.
It's
But
also
I mean,
like
that's also only gonna be for like 10 minutes though.
Right.
it's also like don't
Only 10
act. I mean,
minutes.
don't activate the lantern when you go up. But we go up and it's like we've got something coming. Like we're getting close to something.
I can.
But that's
Then-
what I'm
then
trying
we-
to say.
then-
Then we're. But
And
there's
I-
also things in the ground too. Though.
Just
Sure,
so you,
I'm saying we got.
just so you guys are aware, travel speed. If you guys were booking it, you'd be able to move about 4 miles per hour.
like on horses or something.
On horses, you would move. I'd say on a horse you'd move about 3 times as fast.
Does flying.
But as Daphne has also, as the language implies, Daphne has also said that it's marshland. It is not
Horses
easy to
don't like
move
marsh.
through. It is something that is very, very difficult to move through. So you're actually more. This is me just trying to step in and just say, more than likely, you're moving at a slow pace, which means you can move about 2 miles per hour.
Thing
we're
is,
looking
so
at
this-
5 hours.
This lantern isn't gonna get us to the tower unscathed. But if we
Not
come
at all.
across something and we see it beforehand that we want to get past, we can use it to do that.
I do have a very good perception, and I will try very hard. But if there are things flying and things on the air, the things that are flying will attack me.
Well,
I have a
and the
turtle
thing
with
on
a
the
gun on
ground.
its back, so it can shoot them.
That's my favorite thing about you.
Not
But,
to, not to
I'll-
It's my
have this
favorite
conversation
thing
in front
about
of
me
you.
as well.
But what if we get something
Please continue
that
if you'll have to.
can fly?
Hey,
Only
there
one
are-
of the 3 things can get us then.
Like
Have you
some sort of like
heard-
flying vehicle?
Yeah, like they've been all around the city. Someone has to make them.
Right.
They're on cables, aren't they?
No, remember when we were on the cable, things just flew past us, and you were like, "Whoa, what
Oh,
are
yeah.
those?"
People flew past you.
Sorry, people flew past us.
Well, I fly.
But maybe
Philip
I'm-
flies sometimes.
Do you?
Right, so that's what I'm trying to say. But like,
Oh,
You fly sometimes?
you were
This
there.
whole time? You
Oh.
fly sometimes?
I was flying when I met you.
It's
I
true.
thought this was a potion thing.
Oh, it wasn't a potion thing.
He's...
It was a big rock thing.
What?
Side note, Aerith, how hard is it to cast a flying spell?
Depends on
For
who tries
who?
to cast it.
Is it a very difficult spell that only a few people know?
No, for sure that it is a spell that is very common amongst many different types of spellcasters.
I will tell you, if you fly with me, I think that would be a very good idea.
But what if we get like a wagon?
It is certainly
kind of thing
If
to fly.
you were to put it into terms, it is lower on the rung of magical prowess.
If you had to place it in a number rating out of 7,
It's a out of 9. It's a
out
third,
of 9,
It's a third level spell. Fly is a third level
Okay.
spell. But
Get to
that
get
still
fun.
only gets you. That still is. It wouldn't last longer than my lantern.
So you get 10 minutes of flight.
sure. But think about how much more ground we could cover in that time.
We
Here's
tell
my
the
thing,
So
person-
we
suddenly
had-
you would move faster.
We had that wagon that was invisible when things were inside of it. Do you remember? You weren't there for that. Do you remember?
Oh shit, y'all.
But so
That's
can...
back on the.
That's why I look at him.
This,
I think...
this is just this
That
is
was a
just
while
this is
ago.
just
Yeah.
logistical. That is back in.
The mountain range with the house?
Yeah, by the
No,
house.
no. I'm aware. I'm
Great.
saying.
No, that's
yeah.
logistic.
So why can't we? If that seemed to last the entire time we drove it, can we do something like that?
Dungeon Master, I have a Dungeon Master question.
I'm a dungeon master. I will answer that dungeon master question.
The magical box we got,
Yes,
so I was in it for quite some time, yes?
you were in there for maybe 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Is there oxygen in that?
I don't know. Is there?
I mean...
Girl.
I mean, if some of us can fit in a box and get flown to the Tower of Blight,
It's my fit in a box. Can we fit in a box? Damn.
it's
Can we
something
fit
worth
in a
trying.
box?
You can't turn into flying creatures, can you? But you
Maybe
can turn
if we
into
do
a
some
small
more
creature.
battles before then.
But you can turn into
I
small
can fuck
creatures,
up some bandits.
right?
Like,
You
The
just
biggest
feel it-
issue
I'm
might
for
be
sure
our
right.
biggest character, Philip. But we could see how many of us can fit in this box.
Well, what
because
if we get
can-
something like a potion that changes?
To
it?
remind
Yeah.
you, there are 2 functions to it. There are the star and the pentagon.
and the
Yes.
big one.
The star is the smaller one.
Yes.
The pentagon is a
Is-
5-foot wide door.
Yes.
5
And
foot wide,
the
5 foot deep.
space, yeah, no, how...
As far as
Because
you've
I was
understood.
literally
Five's as far as
I
the
was
eye can see.
standing
As far as you understood, 5 feet
5
deep.
feet.
That means it's more.
we were in it. I was in it, laying down.
For a bit, yeah.
Yes. So it can hold at least my whole person.
And mine.
At least my whole person is just a funny sentence.
Yeah. You can fly. You can become smaller. Yes, you can turn into smaller animals.
Yes.
So we...
Oh, I
so...
can carry you.
Yes, as well as the box, if we could fit other people in the box. It could be a way to travel.
Back to the box.
It's a box.
What is
It's
her-
just my
what is-
entire
What
party.
is her flying speed as she gets going?
Her
My
flying speed is
flying speed
45.
I don't like that
think.
idea.
No, it's more than 45.
Because then we leave her unprotected.
But if she can
No,
fly
but
by herself,
if
if we can get there in
But there are
40
things in
minutes,
the sky.
she could use the lantern.
Oh.
you use your lantern, if anything.
If she can
gets
fly
near
at
me.
full force towards the tower, we can get at least a good chunk of the way under the lantern's protection.
Oh, sorry guys. Click Whistle's wings are gone.
Fuck you.
We will find a way to break this game.
We'll find a way.
Yeah, it'll be the
Hello.
economy. It'll be the
I'm
economy
Liam.
every single time. Every single time it'll be,
Wait,
we
my walking
introduced
speed is
this
still
because we can get it
25.
easier
I
than
know.
anybody else can.
We can. We have a teleporting door. We could be shipping magnates.
Go?
We could be freaking. We could be
I
billionaires.
think somebody's dice just fell.
No, it's the.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
my
that's yours.
my
It'd
flight
be-
speed is 50 feet.
50 feet.
50 feet per what?
So
Per
for
round.
that,
Per round, that's
so
6
for
seconds?
that, you're basically if you're moving 20 feet faster than other people, I'd
There's
say
one more too.
you're
It's
getting
like real in there though.
Huh?
roughly
You're saying one more. There
Cool.
it is.
Thank you. She also doesn't have to deal with the
per
marshland.
mile. Right. No, I'm saying like even at normal speed, you would be able to move 3 miles per hour. So
I can do 3 miles per hour.
normal speed is not sprinting, right? It's not running. It's like walking fast, which is about 15 minutes a mile.
Would a bird stay in the sky if it was flying 3 miles an hour? That's real slow.
Yeah, you're right.
They get faster than
It's
that.
a really long time.
It's about
Especially for
persistent flight. It's not
ravens.
about. It's not about.
Are there any thermals in the area that you can just like?
Get like a boost from.
Anyway, I think he doesn't. Want us, I think he doesn't want us to pursue this.
No, it's not that I
That's a
don't want you to
great
pursue
plan.
this. It's that I'm too dumb.
I just feel like birds
to do
fly
this
faster.
math.
I just feel like birds fly faster than 3 miles an
Birds,
hour.
fly
no,
faster than
birds
3 miles an hour.
can fly faster than that, but birds, like peregrine falcon, doesn't fly 200 miles per hour, like horizontally. The falcon will fly diagonally 200 miles per hour. They can achieve that speed. That's the point. Is that it's about
Coasting.
it's when you're talking about
So we
the
get
difference
you
between
outside
bird
of the-
flight and
outside
bird
of the-
fast is that it's
We
like
get you on top of the-
Outside
bird
of
flight
the
is something that is
outside
just
of
normal.
the
They're
desperate
not
land,
flying like
you
30
fly
miles
way
per
up
hour.
high,
You don't see
and
a
then you
fucking
just
bird like
glide
zoom
down
past
as
the
quick as you
sky.
can.
The slowest flying bird is 5 miles per hour. Any slower and they drop. With how big she is, she got to go faster than that.
90
I literally.
pounds.
What the
90
heck?
pounds.
Okay, can we go back and
5
realize
foot.
what I started with?
It's not just about coasting though. Like,
What I said was normal people start at like a normal pace for people is 3 miles an hour. That's where I was starting. She moves at 50 feet per round. You guys move at 30. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to
Okay.
figure that out. So fuck you.
Wait, I got
all
it.
you gotta do
Hold
is
on.
Google. All you gotta
Wait.
do is Google how fast are
50,
birds.
30,
How fast birds
3.
fly? How fast-
All you gotta
60
do.
equals.
How fast we got? How fast?
She no.
I'd basically, but here's the thing. You
I have
don't,
50.
Chelsea,
Oh, 30,
Chelsea,
yeah.
you don't have to do that. That's fine.
5 miles.
She has literal
No, I did it.
sums.
It's 5 miles.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Was that like you don't have to do that?
miles.
I was being
miles an
dumb,
hour.
and I was arguing the
miles an
point
hour.
when
5
the
miles an hour
easier,
so I can get
when the
to
easier
town, like,
solution.
If I'm basing off of D&D math, if we can go 30 and we can go 30,
I can go
if we can go
50.
3 miles in an hour, so 50 over 30. Cause
It's essentially a 3-to-1 ratio versus a 5-to-1 ratio.
Right.
No, but like it's literal math equation. 50 over
She did
30,
it, dude.
x over 3, 3 times 50, 30 times x,
That's
150 equals
exactly
30.
what I just said.
Yeah, so I'm just saying 5 miles. I'm just like
So we can do 2.
I appreciate you very much.
algebra fuckers.
I'm glad you went through all of that
So
extra
you do it
work.
in 2 hours.
Algebra
we only have
fuckers
40
is
minutes.
the,
Oh!
Algebra fuckers
Thanks.
is like the first single from
So I could get
from-
it
from
back.
Fresh Metal's like
From
first
Fresh
hit.
Metal.
Their first album.
Algebra fuckers.
And y'all are in a box and you can't tell.
Sorry. Okay. So,
So it's
5
2 hours
miles
for
an
you to
hour.
get there.
It's 2 hours for me to get there. If you guys are in a box on my back, it leaves me alone.
Thank you. Who did that? Nambi?
Will.
Will.
My
Thanks,
God.
Will.
Whatever the fuck the Tower of Blight throws at.
I feel like we're missing the
Of course
big
it was
thing.
Will.
The reason I brought this up. Why, if we could get a cart to stay invisible, why can't we get something to fly?
I'm worried about something on wheels going through the marshland.
I
is the main
didn't
thing.
say that. I'm saying something to
Get a
fly.
second-
Can we get a sled?
The second half of the
A
of
sled?
the.
For
Yeah.
I don't
flat
know
ground?
how marshland works. I
Can
don't
we
know.
No,
bolt-
no, no,
can we
guys,
bolt our way to the
guys.
I'm
tower?
asking if we
Come
can...
back a little bit. The second half of her point is the thing that
To
she's
get the
trying to
wagon to fly.
No, not
Not
a literal
a wagon,
wagon.
to fly,
Let's get
just
into-
anything.
Anything.
Just something.
A thing that we can ride on, then we're missing 2/3 of the people. The things that can attack us, supposedly.
I like the idea. I just think getting something like that might take either more time or more money.
By the way,
Someone-
Nerith has gone back to working.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, you guys
Looks
have been
great.
talking.
Oh,
in
you
his
guys
shop.
are arguing about birds.
He
Yeah.
doesn't know. He doesn't understand.
But some people are really good at the 5-finger discount.
I'm very good at the 5 minutes
punch.
discount.
All right, but the thing is,
talent
so,
discount.
so if we have
5 talent.
the thing
Only
is
three, though.
to get something
The
like that
3
made,
talent
I have
discount.
4. I have
4
4
talent
and
discount.
this lantern took a day to make.
She's going to steal something that's possibly already made.
That can fly all of us.
From Nerith?
I
No.
mean, I don't want
Oh.
to steal from Nerith because I like him, but like,
But surely someone has to have some sort of flying thing.
if it is
an answer between alive and dead, I would much rather alive.
I don't think we should steal from him. I'm just saying.
I don't think we should either.
I don't think he probably has something like that.
That's true.
I do not.
He doesn't.
Thank you. Also, sorry.
Sorry, it's always an option. Either I have a plus 11.
I
He,
disagree.
he continues to like fiddle with the stuff, and he's just like, "What you do in your own time is your own business. If you do it in my shop, your life is forfeit."
Fair enough. Please don't make me.
I don't think no. I'm just saying. I feel like we could.
Can
We
I
have a
only-
lot of places we can go. We have a lot of options.
That's fair. I'm down to try and look for something that can fly us over this blighted
I
land.
mean, I've already kind of robbed the universities, so if that's where the lodestones are.
If we're getting lodestones and have to make this, well, probably one, need Nerith's help, and two, it'll take time.
I
I
don't
was.
have any
And we
time.
don't have time.
Do you think Nerith would know what those rings are?
Right.
Maybe.
I'm going to say we
actually.
should ask him that.
Nerith, we found some crazy rings. Hey, we found some crazy rings and also a crazy key. Would you mind taking a look at them to maybe see if they're anything useful?
Sure, why not?
Thank you.
Can I fly back to the house and then back, real quick?
Oh, you didn't bring him?
We didn't bring them.
Oh.
As you start to leave, he's like, "Oh, you don't have them?"
No, I don't. Because I didn't expect this to happen. Okay, we'll see you in a minute.
And I'm gonna go.
Sorry, pause. I had intended to ask him about the rings. Can I have brought them?
Yes.
Okay. I have the rings. I don't have the key.
I'm okay
oh,
with it.
she's already gone.
You already you went. You were the person who
Gone.
went into the shop, so like I'm cool with it.
Okay.
You were one of the people anyway, so it's fine. It's sort of a
I mentioned earlier. If we
it's a
played back the
wash
episode,
anyway.
I
It's
mentioned
literally
should
we
ask
wait
him.
for you to go and come back
Grabbing
anyway.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah, stood.
either way, you set the rings down on the table, and he's just
We know the pewter one is abjuration, but we don't know how abjurant? Abjurant?
And
Honestly, it
abjure
sounds good to me.
I did and I just kind of scoot it.
We don't know how much.
set it down. And how do you plan to pay for this?
Right. I never keep track of my money.
We didn't pay for it, we found it in a box.
No, the what's it called?
The lamp.
The thing you're
The
he's looking at it.
identification.
Identification. That's a word for it.
Okay.
How would you like to pay?
Well,
I mean, you wouldn't happen to accept a nice drink once this adventure's over as payment, would you?
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
I hope you roll a natural 20.
But
Please,
it's more
please,
likely
please,
the
please.
opposite. 15. I don't know what my persuasion is.
what's your
Probably
first
pretty
one?
good.
Not great.
I got you. We got +1.
16.
16. Hey, how about that?
That's almost 20.
It's
Hey.
brings persuasion check and drive in some
How
states.
about that, Nipples?
He looks at you, Liam, and he just sort of. Sure. Drink would be nice. You pay.
Of course.
How about we get a nice round of drinks that you pay for?
It's gonna be the same cost, probably.
Sure. He drags the 3 rings over.
Score.
That means-
Dunk.
He says that means you have to make it back alive.
On my honor, as Liam Hammerfist.
I suppose I'll understand what that name means in time.
It means that he punches people with his hammer.
Oh no, are we all out of ciders, you guys?
This might be the last one.
I mean, yeah, I have my last one.
That's fine.
You want to finish this one?
No, it's alright. I just lost count, so. I wasn't actually paying
I don't know.
attention.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened then.
We didn't do our mouth good.
This is
Y'all,
the-
we
this
got
is
our
the-
rings identified and
This
Liam's
is like-
got a date.
This is the only
Got
one I've
him.
had.
I've had 3.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There should be more.
8.
I think somehow
There's an
we're.
extra.
Sally.
I mean, the
'Cause there
boxes
should
are all
be
empty.
12.
Were they all in the
Sally.
fridge?
Yeah, there should be 12. So there should be more because I only
On the
remember
break, we'll
drinking
get
2
some
or
more.
3. So
No worries.
What does Geralt think?
so he spends the next like half an hour identifying these things.
Perfect. I'll just watch him do it.
And
Quick Whistle's gonna look at
he
all
like
the other shinies.
at the end of the half an hour, he just sort of
During that time, can I just kind of look through the stuff on the? There's like shelves with like some of the stuff. That's
there's
on it
some shelves. It's more like consider it a trophy case, right? Like
now.
there's like 2 of those.
Is there
on the
anything
wall.
that has any particular religious markings or anything that I would recognize, or is it all like?
Go ahead and roll
pretty-
me a religion check.
Oh. That's a natural 20.
Holy shit!
I'm sorry, that's a natural anvil.
Anvil from
the
Dwarven
logo of
Forge.
Dwarven Forge.
Do you want to
Dwarven
try it?
This is working pretty well so far.
Yeah.
I got like a 25 and a natural
One
20.
natural
so.
20, yeah.
I'll keep it here just in case you want it though.
Alright.
All right. In fact, yes. There's one that you recognize pretty well. It's not so much that you recognize it really well because a deep connection with ROI. But when ROI took over is much too aggressive of a term, right? But took over the Feywild when she was handed the Feywild.
When she adopted the Feywild.
Kind of, yeah. Like when,
Like we adopted Hawaii and
Jesus
all of
Christ.
America, basically.
Adopted Hawaii.
when it's just this one of these things where I'm like, part of her lore, part of her legend is that when she ascended to godhood and when the 3 sisters ascended to godhood, they sort of kicked out / protected the material plane from other gods' influences because that was really what was causing the world to be subjugated and caught to the whims of these gods just passing through, or elementals, or these giant monstrosities, or devils, or demons, or even planars and angels, celestials. Everybody had their say in the material, so the common folk were like orcs and elves and halflings and dwarves. They weren't really able to flourish. So when the 3 sisters ascended to godhood, that was part of their plan, was why Mystra gave up her life to protect the material. That's essentially what she did when she created, not created, but when she became part of the Veil, she blocked off the material plane from outer planes outside of getting into the astral. And why she locked the elemental planes where they were was so that the material could draw from their forces, but not actually be subjugated to their people. So ROI took over the Feywild from Corellin, which is the Elven god.
Oh.
And Corellin is he is the essentially the, or I say he. I really shouldn't say he. It should be they. They are an entity that took no real form. Corellin is formless and is speciesless and is genderless. They are a being that in one story took the place of an entire meadow, and in another story was a single rose, and in another story was the calm breeze on the wind. It's that they took their form from whatever they desired in that moment.
Corellin's just a feeling you get, man.
Yeah, you just feel Corellin, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Last name DeVille?
when Corellin and Grumsh, the
For real?
the orc
Continue.
god,
Grooch?
Grumsh, Gruumsh. When they fought, Corellin is the only person who has been able to like damage Grumsh to a degree. he took out one. They took out one of his eyes. Groomsh is the only person to have ever made Corellin bleed, and from those droplets of blood came the elves. One of those, the elven gods. One of those is I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember the name entirely.
ROI.
No. Give me just
The Raven Queen.
1 minute. 1 minute. Sorry.
Elven
When you roll way too well in your religion check and have to learn several years of theology courses in order to understand the answer.
Just right quick.
Balinor?
So what you notice on one of the long swords that he has created that Nerith has created, along the blade in Sylvan, Rilliphane is written, as well as it's what amounts to in Sylvan like the hero of Rilliphane.
The hero of Rilliphane? So Riliphane's not a god.
Rilliphane is a god,
Okay.
but written on the blade of the sword is the hero of Rilliphane.
So the god may have appointed some sort of
Oh,
hero
so this
or
is
something
like
in this
a
instance.
champion of Rilliphane.
Yeah, you
Rilliphane
can.
was one of the...
Rilliphane was
elven god.
of the god. Rilliphane was the elven god who, when Lolth was one of the children of Corellin, as well as Rilliphane, when Lolth decided to... she's called the Great Deceiver, because what she was she tried to... She was the reason that elves have a specific form. Before that, they were able to shapeshift to basically whatever they really wanted to. But eventually, Lolth said, why don't we become one thing and become stronger than Corellin? And Corellin despised that. Rilliphane was one of the first that she ever was able to actually... basically, like, bring into her idea, but he was the first to actually reject her.
How does it spell?
Eventually. Rillifane. Rilliphane.
What is Lolth or whatever? How do you spell
Lolth is Lolth.
Lolth.
So that's your natural 20 religion check, is that it's just like, oh yeah, it's like the sea of just like remembering, oh, ROI gained the Feywild from Corellin. Corellin eventually, like
Corellin eventually gave...
Well, Corellin, like, this is what I mean, like when.
But Corellin's still around, right? Like,
Oh
she
yeah,
can, like, okay.
yeah. But this is what I'm saying by like the idea of she took it from him, or took it from them. They willingly gave it up. When ROI came through to say, I think this place could be amazing, Corellin said, yeah, go ahead and make it amazing. I'm gone. I'm out. I'm gonna go make my own thing.
So Corellin was born of Rilliphane. Or Rilliphane was born of Corellin.
Correct.
When Groomsh cut him,
Mhm.
basically.
Mhm.
Cut it. And...
Correct.
So
There you go.
Rilliphane-
There's your natural 20.
So Riliphane's like a pretty big god for elves.
Rilliphane is one of these things. I would call Rilliphane, in our context, in our campaign, Rilliphane is called like the Great Fool.
Oh.
He was the first to be deceived, but he was also the first to repent, and like he was the first to
Admit.
realize Lolth's betrayal. So before the great banishment of like Lolth, like he was able to sort of retain some honor in that past mistake. So Rilliphane is a god that kind of deals with that idea of
So he's one of the first elves as we know it, basically.
one of the pantheon of like first elves, and from Rilliphane is the idea of just sort of, it's an elf proverb of just kind of one mistake can lead to greatness kind of a thing. it can still lead to a great life.
Okay. I'll definitely ask him about that later. Does it seem like anything special has been done with the sword, or is it just like a sword?
From behind this,
Like, are there any
this
lodestones or anything? Or
that's
is
what
it
I'm saying.
just-
Like behind this case, it has a interesting gem within the hilt, but other than that, it's just engraved. You know,
Huh. All right.
you'd either have to inspect it further by magical means or something, or you'd have to tell him, or ask him about it. So.
I think I can just do that divinely. Let me check. I think I can detect.
I know you can
crystal
detect magic, right? Like, isn't it
Yeah,
one of your...
I think I just get that as like a.
Whoa.
I think I have it as a divine.
I don't know if you have it as a divine sense, because that's the thing. You can detect good and evil.
Yeah.
I just don't know if one of your spells is divine detect. No, it is not.
Okay.
Not at this time.
Do I have it prepared?
Do
You
we
do
have a
not
plan
have
for what
it
we're doing
I
next?
don't. All right.
Not as of yet.
Sorry, I may have went a little overboard.
No, I get that. I
It's
get
all
that.
good, man.
No,
I'm just curious.
It's good information.
What we are thinking about doing now?
Well, he's finishing up his ring inspection.
Right.
Hey,
That's right. That's why we went into that. Was because he was looking at the rings. I kind of forgot why we were talking about it.
I don't want to interrupt your ring study. You don't happen to know a cleric who would be foolhardy enough and or willing to come with us? Because I have to tell you, we don't really have a healer right now, and it sounds like we're gonna really need a healer.
Then I believe you should have asked. Because I do not.
Do you know anyone who would know?
No. Not anyone that could travel today.
But you know someone who could travel tomorrow?
Yeah.
This is very difficult, but the last thing I will say to you, if you want me to continue to do this uninterrupted, is they're about 3 days away.
Where?
If you can wait that time, they
Where?
could potentially be here. They are south. 3 days time.
What city?
We should let him finish the ring thing. We can ask him this in half an hour.
Well, I just want to make sure. Can we get their name?
Give me some time. So he continues to finish his ritual. At the end of it, he comes up to you and says, "They are not the most interesting objects you could find, but they are something." He picks up the pewter ring, the abjuration. This is a ring of shielding. It will prevent people from hitting you should they break through your defenses.
For how long?
It is a static effect.
So if I was wearing it,
You would certainly be harder to hit, yes, but they could still hit you.
So it's like an AC bonus, basically.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh.
Like in
It's an AC bonus.
in games terms, it's a +1 AC.
it's a plus 1 AC.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so it's some protection.
It's a ring of protection.
There's no reason not to have that.
No, I mean, absolutely, we should have that. What are
Hold-
the other two?
Holds up the one with the ruby. This one. It is an interesting one. If you were to store, there are certain gems that retain spells that are cast within them. You could certainly cast a spell in that one, and it would be stored.
Huh.
Really?
So you can just pocket a spell there.
Yeah.
It is not as powerful. It wouldn't be that exemplary of a spell, but it would be one.
So, but if we needed to, like, zap a zombie, that could happen.
Certainly. if it was the correct
If I
spell.
could find someone to store a healing spell it might be useful.
That would be incredibly useful.
Why don't you ask your friend?
Do you think you could?
Well, he'll be with us.
I can
It'd be
He'll be with
nice.
us.
The one
But I
thing
can-
that
I
I would
can-
say is that it is certainly something that would require time.
How much time?
At least an hour. You have to attune to its frequency.
For an hour.
We could do that before we go.
Yeah,
Right.
we could do it on the boat even.
We could do it on the way there.
What's the other one? What's the third one? Silver with blue.
A very fine ring.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Alright.
How much gold could we get for it?
Could it be
As much
something?
as the silver's worth, as much as the sapphire's worth.
Could it be something?
Why, of course.
Should we just like
I can.
let him have it to like
No, I don't think.
Payment?
see what he wants with it as payment? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's just a ring. I don't know how much it's worth.
I don't think it would be just a ring if it was in the bottom thing.
That's,
That's
true.
fair.
So
Why would you put it in there?
Can I take that back?
It is
Just
yours.
that one.
Put it on, put it on.
It is all yours.
I'm gonna put it on my necklace.
Okay. I was simply here to identify.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for doing that.
I'm gonna
Still need a drink.
Of
Do
course.
not forget.
I'm a
Don't
man
you
of
have
my
that?
word.
Oh.
I don't know what the juggle do.
Just know that I will probably call upon that as soon as you return.
Of course.
Honestly, I'm certain that's when I'll need to drink most.
Perfect.
Hopefully, if we return.
I'm not trying to just pay him back quick. I'm trying to get a date.
I need coffee day. Right now. I'm free next Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Alright, so we should figure out what we're doing next.
yeah.
We absolutely should.
We have rings. If you can attune to that, put a spell.
Absolutely.
In that ring we have
Put
a
a
little
healing
more
spell.
healing power.
Absolutely putting in this power. I think we should.
You have another
also-
spellcaster, do not forget.
I also can
Yeah.
do healing.
Healing?
thing.
Okay,
So
cool.
to
I can do
attune it,
healing.
I
do
prepared
we
some
need to
healing thing. I thought
use
we
a
were
spell
going.
slot to put the spell in there, or is it we spend an hour?
You spend an hour to attune to the item,
And
then
we
you
start
can put a
storing
store. Yeah, then you can store things. And the same thing with the ring of protection. You have to take an hour to attune to the thing, and then it starts taking effect.
So we have to have an hour at least.
So basically, just figure out who's gonna wear them. I think actually it might be better for her to have the, because you have the same curing spells that I have, and you also rely on magic. more
Well,
than
I mean,
do.
I only have certain ones prepared. I only prepared.
How many healing spells do you get?
Well, I prepared two.
Prepared
I
two.
prepared
we get the same
healing
cure
word,
spells. I think.
healing spirit.
So 2 and 2 at least.
Oh, do you not get? Do they function basically the same as Cure Wounds does?
What?
Healing Word and Healing Spirit?
Healing word, I can just say words, and I get 1d4.
Okay.
Healing spirit is the intangible spirit appears in a space and is a 5-foot cube that you can see within range. The spirit looks like a transparent beast or fae. Until the spirit ends, you create anything that is in that area can if they start their turn there, they get 1d6 points to their creature.
How long does it last?
Up to 1 minute.
So
With
we can,
concentration.
Yes.
so we can get several rounds out of that. So that can heal people up pretty.
10 rounds.
It says until the spell ends, when you or a creature you can see moves into the spirits. Oh, well that might not be good then. Oh, but it can't heal the undead. So,
Okay.
but if a creature moves into the space for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there, you can cause the spirit to I can cause the spirit to restore 1d6 hit points to that creature.
Okay. I can do 2d8 plus 3 with my Cure Wounds.
I feel like that's better.
It's a better burst of healing, but like the Healing Spirit sounds like it can heal multiple people
Yeah.
several times. Like if we use that out of battle, it feels like it could heal the whole party up pretty quickly. So it's
well,
less
it's
skills
within
right away.
it's within a 5-foot
Radius?
radius.
What's your question, Miles?
When
Oh,
bound, it
that's a
contains
6-foot.
1d6, one level of stored spells chosen by the GM. Is there any way to find out what spells are currently?
If you attune the
Yeah.
item.
Okay.
I say she takes the ring.
I think that's a good
She's
idea.
more of a reliant spellcaster than I am.
Absolutely.
Sure.
She'll
Plus, you're paladin, so like you.
chances are I'm more likely to be preoccupied with something else.
Right.
You
can do ground troops while I do the air,
She's more of a spellcaster than I am.
and she's more of a spellcaster.
As far as the ring of protection,
The ring of protection,
I'm already good on AC.
you're good on AC.
I think I have the highest AC. Maybe Liam's is as high as mine.
I doubt it. I think it went down when I became an artificer.
Okay, just put it in your equipment.
It went down.
Thank you.
Mine's
But
only 39.
it's not
Do I
bad,
have,
but
I have
it's
to
not.
attune to it now?
You'd have to, you have to spend an hour to attune to it. So.
But she can just have it on,
Yeah, I'm
or does she
15.
have to sit and focus for an hour?
It's one of those things where it's if you were, it's what amounts to a short rest, you know.
Okay.
That's the idea, is that it's just it's not that you can't do activity during it. It's just you're just spending time.
Where do I find it at?
It should be in the top of your equipment.
Nope, it's just arrows.
Then you should refresh.
15 is my AC.
15?
Yeah.
I think mine's 18. Okay. Yeah, so I definitely shouldn't have the ring of protection. I shouldn't have either of them.
But it's not it doesn't need attunement.
Doesn't it?
It doesn't say or it
Yeah,
says
right here.
items. No, I'm saying, but it's not coming up in items requiring attunement.
Oh. Wait.
So
For which?
It
it
says
does need attunement.
We can just
So-
do that in our head. for
I
now.
know that it's
No,
not
I'm
right
just-
there.
I just wanted to be able to put it
Right.
there so I knew
Wondering.
that.
Right. It says it, but here's the thing. In the item itself, it says that. So here's the thing. When you click...
Oh, got it. I wasn't holding on to it.
Yeah.
Ah.
You have to... There are certain items that you have to click being active.
Got it.
So I'm actively trying to do this thing. And then when you go into attunement, then it's here it is. You have to require it, so...
Cool.
Okay. In terms of formation, I think you at the front.
Who's taking the other ring, by the way? Just real quick.
We're about to figure that
Or-
out.
Okay, good. I didn't
yeah.
know if it was already decided.
You take the front. I usually fight at range, and so does she. So we can be behind you, basically, and
I
you're
can
in
be
the
up.
air. Maybe
Yeah.
we should give you more protection since we don't have someone else in the air to back you up.
She's gonna
Like
take
I have a turtle that can shoot guns, but that's all I can do
But
for you.
that's
Yeah.
all we got.
So I
Yeah.
think protecting you more is gonna help keep you in the air longer.
Absolutely.
Can I also make
agree.
a suggestion? We also have Set Lolly, who kind of dies out really easily.
She also needs to
Oh.
I
fight.
also
She-
think she has the lowest AC, if I'm being honest. If I'm
She
out of
does.
character.
She probably has the lowest AC, but also
Mm.
she can hit roll hard.
But she's almost died 4 times.
That's
Yeah,
true
so if we
facts.
give her one
Like, if
plus
that's
one,
me out of
if we
character
give
thinking
her-
about that, she's almost died 4 times.
Yeah, if we give her one more AC, she'll be able to be in it longer doing those big hits. It
At
might
least a
actually
little
be
bit,
smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I can take care of myself.
Yeah.
I have talons on my feet, and I have a bow and 2 daggers. So,
So set Lolly.
Set Lolly.
Great.
We need to protect Set Lolly.
Just because I don't think she just. Does she have any armor on?
No.
No, as a monk, she's
Monks,
pretty.
No.
She's pretty.
Set
unaffected.
Lolly.
She's fast, but she's not armored.
Most of monks' AC comes from dexterity more than
And
Absolutely.
wisdom.
and wisdom. Yeah.
She's slippery.
I vote Set Lolly just because I think
Yeah.
that she's died the most.
Absolutely.
Most died. Well,
She's gone unconscious the most.
or we could give it to
That's
Wolf
our-
too. Just saying.
No,
Is
he
it-
doesn't
is
have
it-
any
is it-
appendages for it.
Is it
He can't
sized
take it.
correctly? Just put it over. Just put it over one of the little claws.
Just a tune boy.
No,
a
doesn't
tune.
fit.
No, a tune boy.
He's a two.
We can have it
Tune.
adjusted.
Yeah.
We need a 2, boy.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
A tune for me.
So set Lolly for the protection
Come
ring,
on.
and then spell ring for nameless.
Great.
Come
And
on.
then-
Come on, boy. He's a good boy.
So
He's
how,
gonna get a
can I
tune.
ask
You're
how
a
that
bad
works?
boy.
Does it take one of my spell slots when I put it in there?
What do you mean?
Like if I'm storing it, if I'm like, I'm gonna put this spell in.
Yeah, for the day.
Oh,
But it
that's
keeps the
unfortunate.
spell for
Could
longer than the day.
That's
So a
right.
ring of spell
Can we
storing.
not go today then?
The rings stores spells cast into it, holding them until the attuned wearer uses them.
Oh, so you can put them in there anytime.
Right, but
She
that's
could do a
It
healing
can store
touch.
up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time. So if it's a 3rd level spell,
You have 2
it
more
could be
levels.
a 3rd and a 2nd level, or a 3rd and 2 first level.
So basically, what you'd want to do is at night, if you have spells left over, just like dump them into the ring.
Yeah.
right. I'm saying, can maybe we plan ahead?
Any creature
Let me
can
see
cast a
tonight.
spell of first
If
through...
we don't go
Oh, sorry,
today-
I read this wrong. Pardon me. The ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time. When found, it contains 1d6 minus 1 levels of stored spells chosen by the GM. Any creature can cast a spell of 1st through 5th level into the ring by touching the ring as the spell is cast. The spell has no effect other than to be stored in the ring. If the ring can't hold the spell is expended without effect. While wearing this ring, you can cast any spell stored in it. Spell uses the slot level, spell save DC, spell attack bonus, and spell casting ability of the original caster, but is otherwise treated as if you cast the spell.
So you could cast into this, and I could cast it.
Yeah.
So I could put one of my spells into it.
Or Liam could put one of his spells into it. If
Just put-
he's
just-
attuned,
just put
if
witch bolt
he is
into it.
attuned
Oh, fuck
to
yeah.
it. You
So
have
yes,
to be
we-
attuned to the item first,
Can multiple people be attuned to it?
not at the same time.
Okay.
But so I could give it back to somebody, let them attune to it,
And the store
store
spell
the
would
ring,
still
and
be
then I
stored
can
in there.
have it, wear it,
And use the spell.
and use a spell. Because that's what it says.
No.
While wearing the ring, you can use the spell in it.
Mm-hmm.
What? Does
While wearing means while attuned.
Wait.
So
If
can
the
sh-
attunement
can
If
he
the
is
item,
attune?
before you wear it.
if the item requires attunement, you can attune to the item, wear the ring, store a spell in the ring, take it off, no longer attuned to it, give it to someone else. That person attunes to it, can use the ring to use the spell that's still stored within that ring. The spell never goes until you.
Oh, so then I
use
shouldn't
it.
have done this yet then. Attune to it.
It's alright, now we know.
No, we do. Yeah.
I
We
still
can take
think
it back
that-
to the
I still
house.
think the healing spirit is worth putting in it.
You can't put a healing spirit in it. It is a special ability. It's not a spell.
Yes.
Oh, it's not a spell.
It
no.
is a spell.
It is not a spell.
Then why do I have to learn it as a spell?
Wait, I thought it was. Oh, I thought he was talking about your.
No, that's the totem spirit.
That's what I mean. It's like, that's what I thought he was talking about for a second there. And
I was like, I had to
the
learn
totem
it.
Spirit. No.
I learned it.
Then yes.
I don't
Then
learn.
yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, wait.
No,
I was like, this is wrong.
I just completely forgot what. I'm sorry.
Because then if we
Sorry.
get beat up real bad in a fight or something, we can just like pop that
How
out.
far away
Basically,
is this place?
Here's the thing.
10 miles.
10 miles.
From
Being
us
attuned
now?
to this ring
No,
does
no,
not
no.
hurt
From the
you.
shoreline, from shape.
Well,
from
if I'm saying I
safe
could give it to somebody right now
waters
to do
the
something.
Tower of Blight is 10.
Like, if she
Wait,
gets attuned to this
is there anything in it right now?
downstairs-
Well, you have to spend an hour to be attuned.
I'm attuning it to it then.
Okay, then for the next hour, you
Sorry.
have to. You guys haven't left Nerith's yet, by
Yeah.
the way. So,
Yeah.
like, that's my
And he's
point.
all
I do wanna-
like shirtless and
I
sweaty.
do want to ask him about the sword.
You should.
It's like,
Right now?
yeah.
Does anybody, before you get to do that, I'm just gonna make sure. Does anybody have any other questions for him?
I have a small question.
It's gone.
What's this sword about? No.
Nareth, what's up with this for? No, Nareth, I have a question because I have an idea. I have an idea, and I think it would
Did you
help.
refresh again? Give me a second.
We
I'll
lost
check
the ring, guys.
Check it out.
Okay,
I'll
you
check
lost
it out
the
in
ring.
just a second. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I have a question because I would like to make a thing that does not exist and it is too expensive to make regularly. Would a lodestone technically make sure that I could call the daggers that I throw at things back to me?
Say that one more time.
I want to throw a dagger, mainly just a blade, out of my bracers, really. I would like to throw a blade out of my bracers like a surprise, there's a blade there, and then call it back into the bracers. Can the lodestone do this? Can
Yes,
the
of
magic?
course. Yeah, the magic has that capability. Of
What
course.
kind?
You could. There's a couple of different ways that you could do it. You could use a conjuration stone to instantly make it reappear within the bracer in your hand. You could use a transmutation stone if you were to attach it to a chain and with the kinetic energy you would create through the chain outwards, you could make it reapply. There's a few ways.
So I need transmutation or conjuration.
Yes. Yes.
All right. What are the colors of these stones? I would like to know. I do not know words very good, but I know my colors
They're
good.
yellow and orange. So
Yellow and
they
orange. All right, good.
closely resemble each other.
Good to know.
Oh gosh, she's just.
Yeah, saw it happening before it happened.
Okay. It's very good to know. It's very good to know. Do you think that we can do that instead of 350 gold?
I think that would be a much better plan. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wow, I see you've got quite the relic over here. Just kind of gesturing at the sword. Was this really used by one of Rillafane's champions?
Yes, it was.
That's absolutely marvelous. What battles was this a part of, if you don't mind saying?
They are not happy memories for me. I understand that you are trying to make something that is very kind gesture. And I mean no disrespect, but that is an old wound, and I would like to not relive it.
Oh, I understand. Yes. My apologies. I just love learning stories about our gods and everything, and well, everything about Corellin and Lolth. Like, I always loved those things, all those old Sylvan stories. But I understand. I wouldn't ask you to talk about something you're not comfortable with.
Go and roll me a persuasion roll. Persuasion check. I said roll, but
That's it.
Also, I found missing ciders. They're over on the table. There's
Are
two
they?
more. There's two
I thought
more
those are
in the corner there.
Those are drinking.
no, those
drunks.
ones are empty. I
Oh,
put
those
them
are
in that
empty.
box. Yeah. So those were the extra 3 maybe that we were not aware of.
No way.
We don't do
Well,
math
we
good.
will figure it out.
When Chelsea does it fine, we
We
find
just
out.
like don't do math good. I was like, oh.
What's a
The
16
solution.
do for you?
What's a 16?
Yeah. The cat does not want it.
But you do. You're just so weird about
I just saw a cat dance backwards away.
He like he sort of comes around the counter towards you as you're standing next to the sword and stands next to you. The sword was once wielded by my brother. When we openly defied our matron, it fought in the wars and was used only once. He walks back to the bench.
I'm sorry to hear that. For what it's worth, as painful as it is to lose somebody who must have meant a great deal to you, at least it seems that it happened with him doing what he believed was right. There are many who don't get that opportunity. I'm sure that wherever he's wound up, he's happy.
That's very kind. Take your lantern and go. You are all just too much for me.
Harsh but fair.
So
Alright.
God damn it.
Every single time.
Alright. Sure.
Stirring up memories that I do not want to understand.
Sure. Well, thank you for your time.
And would you mind keeping your ear to the ground for a foolhardy cleric?
A cleric who doesn't value his life.
Maybe someone who wants to prove himself? I don't know.
Do you leave in 3 days?
Who is this person you know that can come in 3 days?
Yeah. We could wait if it's worth it.
Do you actually know somebody, or is it just like you're gonna ask around?
I believe if he tells us 3 days, he means 3 days. He's
No,
been straightforward with us so far.
I understand, so I don't
Yeah,
understand
but,
why
like,
we can't know
who's
the name of the
coming
person.
in 3 days? I want to know what happens at the end of 3 days.
Here's a counter question. Do you care? Do you care if this person is capable? Or do you want someone there? Do you want somebody there who could be as crazy as you are to go through the plague marsh? Or do you want someone who is capable and competent to drive you straight through the Blight Tower?
I just don't want
You
someone.
have 2 options?
No, I have one option.
One option is crazy?
No, my one option is competent.
Great.
But not
I did
crazy.
not say that they would agree. I said that they could get here in 3 days.
Call your friend.
My point is, my abrasive little cousin, is that sometimes even competence does not mean you will succeed.
That's fair, because we've succeeded plenty without any competence.
That's true, but that doesn't mean that we will succeed this time.
Never does.
We could die for sure. Literally everyone we've
I
mentioned
can't.
this to.
I can't, because I have a date. So.
Yeah, I mean, have a date with these hot,
Oh, don't
fresh
worry. If you
drow.
can't make it, I'll make sure to bring you.
Alright.
It's a joke.
You wait. Okay.
Oh,
Smith and Forge, everybody, is sponsor of Nerith's Metallurgy.
he's just very into
Spencer.
I'm just speaking in Elvish.
He's a special metallurgy.
Alright. We will. We'll leave you be for the time being. We may come back to. You know, if we're still here in 3 days, it's because we're waiting around for this person.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let you know if we want to talk to them. We need to discuss whether or not we're going to do it. We won't do that in front of you because we've wasted a lot of your day
Because you've
already.
already been here for 45 minutes and you do not bother me. It's fine.
I appreciate that. This is a conversation we should have.
Yes, we should absolutely.
Are we
should have
willing
this
to wait
conversation.
3 days to add a cleric to our party to do this?
Here's the thing.
Are you stepping outside? Is that what you
Yeah.
mean? Yes. As you
before that happens, as they go,
yeah.
I was going to turn and say, well, Either we see you in 3 days because we're waiting for them, or we see you in 2 days because we've already done it.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you for all of your help. I'm gonna just leave 10 gold on the table and follow them.
As you try to leave, there's like a gentle but very firm hand on your like elbow. It kind of like not so much like preventing you from leaving. Like you could keep walking, but it's just this thing of it's a very gentle firmness, if that makes sense. Where it's just like it's something that comes up and is there, and as you turn, he has the he has the gold in his hand.
You just have to swap it, like.
And he's like handing it back to you. There was no price for friendship.
Aaron's our friend.
I'll just say, consider that a wager on our success. If we don't make it, you can keep it.
He has like the most like
That's a lot of faith in us.
a musical laugh. It's no, I mean like it's lilting and pretty. It's a pretty laugh. It's one of these things, but you can tell it's genuine. It's full. It's meant to be there. It's not like, yeah. So, as he laughs, he says, "I will indeed. You are a strange bunch, and I'm very glad you came into my shop."
Well, what can I say? Us gnomes enjoy strange company. And I head out.
He's like, as you start to head out, he's just like, "You are the tallest gnome I've ever seen." Pockets the gold and then walks back. So you guys are outside. You're welcome to talk amongst yourselves now.
Alright.
Are you willing to wait 3 days for this? I think having a cleric is a good idea, but I did believe we were on a time crunch because of magical visions.
Because he might die. I mean, I
Is it worth us hurrying to try and stop him from dying if it means we're more likely to die? We can't save him if we're dead.
I don't think I agree with you. I do not think that if we try to save him in a rush, then we are dead. But if we do not rush, then he is dead. It's
It also doesn't sound like the person coming is for sure gonna go with us.
yeah.
That's a fair point.
So we could wait 3 days for
So,
nothing.
What do? We stock up on healing potions? Like a whole fucking bunch?
I
Well-
don't know how much money I have. I never keep track.
I mean, I have 340, but like
Well, if you check your pocket, there's a
at least,
little
at least 150.
there's a little fold in your pocket that's marked D&D Beyond. And if you
And just
very-
look it up.
I
Yeah.
lost my
Helpful.
telephone.
I think it's deep in there.
Oh,
well,
there
I
it is.
think there are 2 conversations we could have that might be helpful.
Alright. One.
Both of them may not be the most pleasant. We could either go back to talk to the professor at the university.
The dean?
No, the professor.
The professor.
Oh, right. The third one. Right?
Or
No, the lady the person.
Oh, right, yes.
The
I'm
rose.
sorry. Yes.
Or we could talk to Moral.
How bad are the favors that one has to do tomorrow? This is just. I'm not volunteering really any information, but as someone who has done some pretty messy jobs pretty cleanly, what are we talking about?
So what do we get for Moral? Moral's not going to come with us. Are we just asking for information about a cleric that might come with us?
If anybody's gonna know any more about this tower that might help us, it's
Right.
probably Moral.
At the
There's
very least,
Moral
you
is
can-
not my best friend. I'm just putting it out there.
Nor he said lollies.
That's the only person that you have said that is not their best friend.
And that tells you how important this is.
Very much so. Do you think even if he does not have a cleric, would he lie about having a cleric?
I don't think Moral lies.
I don't think-
Moral has no reason to.
Also, point of clarification, they.
They, sorry. Do you think they would have a... What are the kind of errands that they ask us to do?
Well, basically just whatever they need done.
So that can range from making someone disappear to picking up their dry cleaning. Like, what is this? What are we expecting? What are we walking into with Moral?
Generally, something uncomfortable enough that Moral wouldn't want to do it themselves.
Fair enough. I mean, I have made my business with doing things that are uncomfortable. I do not know many people in the city, so...
Here's what else can we know? At this point. I'm not like dying to go, but I feel like at this point we've kind of exhausted all of the knowledge we can get.
There also may just be some magical items for sale there that might be helpful.
That I think is
An
something.
actual legitimate sale, or is everything...
There's an actual business there. It's not run entirely on favors.
I thought it was just like laundering money. Like, I didn't know.
Oh no.
That I think would be the
The
only
money
reason.
seemed pretty dirty.
But there are also
You want to wash your hands before you...
It's been passed around for hundreds of years.
The oldest of money.
but there's also the golden knot.
There's a little gum.
What's the golden knot? Would I know about the golden knot?
No.
Okay. What's the
I
golden
forgot
knot?
who told us about this, but someone told us about the fact that we could go there to find magical items too.
Right. We can check it out.
So, like, really, I'm wondering, do we wait 3 days for a cleric that might not help us? Or do we just really stack healing potions and hope that they will be enough?
Has it been an hour yet? Am I tuned?
No.
45 minutes! Come on!
So that's the thing. Like, you have the ring. You're a paladin. Do we just spend some gold, or do we try to convince someone 3 days away that they should come with us?
I'm down. I'm all right with if we want to try and do this. Get health potions. Like I've traveled with all you at least a bit at this point, and I trust having you around. I think we can do this.
I think we could, but I think we need some healing potions.
100%. I want to have healing potions, but if that's our plan, I'm down with it.
There's only so much I can do. I am pretty much a glass cannon. I hit real hard, and then someone hits me, and then I go down. I have hollow bones, man. Like, it's just not good.
I think we check out these shops. We maybe go to the university and see if we could find some method of magical transport. Now that we have the key.
I have to say, the dean of the university, I basically made him pay me to never see my face again. But if it is the difference between life and death, maybe I could see. I don't know. I mean,
We could split up as well.
He could
Send
really
half to
kill
some
me.
magic shops, half to the university, or
Yeah.
a group.
Just want to remind everyone, our house does move.
Could we move it to the Tower of Blight?
I don't
We would have to
know.
cross an ocean.
Could
Or
we
on another
cross an ocean?
continent.
I thought we weren't. I thought you showed us the map. I thought I was like in the same inland.
Nope.
Or on another continent.
No,
No.
there's a channel.
Mountain. House is up here in the mountains.
It's like all the way on the
Rear
other side of the
instead
world,
over
so
here.
it also takes some time too.
Yeah.
No, I thought
House.
House.
That's the backyard. Is all the way over there.
Yeah.
so. The house we can't see that we can't access the house from where we are.
We can. We have a door that
What are you
opens
talking about?
magically.
It
No,
opens
but
up.
like so we can't move it from where we are.
You
It's
can.
only physically parked there.
It's physically over in Farah.
We don't. We would have to cross an ocean with it.
No,
You'd
I
have to
understand.
go
I thought the house.
all the way over here to get there.
I thought the house we were able to move it from wherever we were.
No, that would be pretty devastating to the city of Sestead, wouldn't it?
I didn't know. Like that'd be weird, but
Just this giant fucking.
I was imagining more like an apartment complex just starting to move. Like maybe
No.
it looked different in every city.
No.
Also, like the length of time it would probably take to get all the way over there.
Sure, but then we would also be able to.
Get the cleric in 3 days.
Sorry, everybody, for the bummer.
Well,
If we're moving the house and the house takes multiple
we could also
days.
try to get a boat to get us as close as possible before we go.
I mean, there's still things in the waters too.
Yeah. We have boats though with the lantern that like guides them.
It just
And-
tells you when you're in those.
Yeah. And so that doesn't mean that we're unattacked, but that means that we can see what is attacking us. But also there is an outpost with the military. I mean, Daphne wasn't super helpful, but you know.
Yeah, we could go check there, see if they have anyone willing to send or what information.
They won't
have.
send. She already told us, but she can
Yeah,
provide us. She won't let them.
But I mean, if we are at the outpost, we can't ask her.
I mean, she would probably have told them that not to go.
Probably.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop me from going anywhere before.
That's true.
What I would
Sometimes-
encourage is a decision.
Yeah.
You guys need to you have about 2 or 3 things that you're deciding to do. You need to choose one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just take a
Because
boat.
right now we're in a bit of a cycle of
Yeah.
just talking about the same
Stop
things.
it. Stop at shops quick, then head out today. How do we feel about
Can we
this?
have it tomorrow? I have.
Right, the ring. Stop at shops today.
No, it's only an
Head
hour.
out tomorrow.
I have to build it.
Yes.
I would like to not expend extra
Use a spell slot to fill the ring. Then
Go
tomorrow
sleepy.
have the ring.
It's still
plus your
going to
spell
take
slots.
you about a day to get to the outskirts of the Tower of Flight.
So could you
To get to the
attune-
10-mile like radius around the tower where you guys would travel through, it's still going to take you about a
Right,
day.
but when does it start affecting us?
At the 10 miles.
We'll probably rest at the outpost.
So there's more than
outside.
10 miles to
Yeah.
go then.
So you.
There's
So
at least
I'm
Yes,
there's
the
20
tower-
miles
okay,
for us to go.
I'm
trying.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm trying to say is like everybody. It's gonna take you a day to get to the outpost. Then from the outpost, it's 10 miles to the tower.
Ah, okay. I thought it was 10 miles from where we were. I
No.
understand.
It's 10 miles from this outpost
Okay.
north.
So you can attune for.
That's what I'm saying. You can attune, expend a spell slot, and you would still have the capability of it's still gonna
Then we
take
can
you a
rest
day
at the-
until you would actually
at
be
the
able to go
outpost.
out.
Can I
And then have your spell
can I
slots.
ask a question about it before, just to make sure? I wanted to clarify something when it comes to words. It says, any creature can cast a spell of 1st through 5th level into the ring by touching the ring.
Yes.
So if I'm attuned to it, he could technically cast into it, correct? Because it says any creature can do it by touching it.
The ring stores spells cast into it, holding them until the attuned wearer uses them.
Right, so I can hold them and use it.
Here's the thing. The ring stores up to that point, right?
Yeah.
But you are the only one who can use this item.
Right, so if
So-
he casts, it says any creature can do it. So if he casts into it, only I can use it though.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Same. That's why I'm asking if there's a spell in it already that can I use that already?
Hold on.
You can use any spell that's been stored, so whatever spell's already in
Right,
there.
but
It's not.
that's not
you
true.
don't. You don't spell a store. Sorry. You don't store a specific spell. You store spell power. You store a spell slot, essentially, right?
So
Oh.
you can make
Oh.
that spell.
That was unclear.
That's not what I thought it said.
I thought you had to put a specific spell in.
Yeah,
You can just
it
put a
says-
second level spell in.
It
The ring
stores
can-
spell cast into it.
The ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time.
Right, so I can if I cast a 5th level spell, that's the only spell I can cast into it.
But you can do a 2 and a 3.
Correct.
But I could do it, so I'd have to decide that beforehand, would I not?
Correct.
So I'm casting those spells into it, am I not?
Yes.
Okay, so then...
You are putting spell slots into it. You are not casting specific spells.
So I
So you can change
just...
the identity of that spell when you cast it from the ring.
Correct. You are drawing power from the ring. So this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to agree with you while also making sure that you understand how I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying when you're saying any creature can touch it, I actually agree with that because the language involved says any creature can cast a spell of 1st through 5th level into the ring by touching the ring as the spell is cast.
But then read the rest of it. The
the
spell,
spell has no effect other than to be stored in the ring.
So the spell is...
If the ring can't hold the spell is
Sorry.
expended without effect.
The only reason I was gonna have this conversation at the break.
The level of the slot used to cast the spell determines how much space is used. So, I'm sorry. I misunderstood for a second there. It is the spell. You can cast a specific spell within it. But you can cast a 3rd level spell and a 2nd level spell.
That makes
or
sense.
a 4th level spell and a
Okay.
1st level
So
spell.
okay, that's what I wanted to ask because it's going to affect what I think. I think that maybe we could find somebody who, maybe they won't go with us, but they're willing
But
to
any
go.
creature,
Fifth level spell.
any creature can cast the spell by touching the ring.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to say. So my
could-
quest is, can
yeah.
maybe we try to find somebody at the university, if we go there, that could who doesn't want to help, who doesn't want to go with us, but will help us.
Cast
Good.
like
Give us a good spell.
a couple spells into it
Yeah.
that we could use that are healing spells or expend dead or kill dead spells.
So maybe we can
What I,
go to.
what I will... Go ahead, sorry.
Maybe we could go to the church or wherever,
yeah.
and they can help us, give us stronger spells that I can't necessarily do, but I can cast them for us.
Someone else can do it.
Actually, yeah, we could ask clerics or something at the church to do it.
Yeah, I love that.
That's an incredible.
That's what
Do you
I would
guys-
like to do.
Do you guys want to hit up the church and the school and we go pick up potions and magic items?
Absolutely.
That way she doesn't
So-
show her face at the school.
So,
Yeah, because I cannot show my.
Do we need to go to school really though if we are going to get the rings? What are we doing at the
get
school?
the
I'm
spells, it's not a
confused.
huge deal.
Okay, cool. Never
The
mind.
school
Okay.
is just to check with the professor and go like, hey, we've got these keys. Like, we think we have the key to the tower. Are you interested in helping out?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's also like the whole thing
Long
is so
shot.
early.
But that
Okay.
said, I wouldn't show my face again. But then again, I have an intimidation factor. So,
It's also something we could also do by the mirror.
very true.
We could just call them and be like, hey, what up?
Okay, cool. So if
So-
you guys want to go to
so
the
you-
church, we'll
Church.
hit the...
Yeah, because I
Well,
feel like it would
his
take us
stores-
longer to
Yeah.
do that, so.
Let's go to the church.
Okay.
Let's go.
okay. Now, recall... Sorry, hold on. Right. That's how I'm ruling it. The attuned person...
Is only
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just want to make one thing clear. The attuned person is the only person who can use whatever is stored within the ring.
Correct. However,
But any creature can cast a spell into the
correct.
ring.
Cool.
Great. I wanted to say
Yeah.
that out loud to make sure that that's how we say it.
On the record.
And am I able to tell if there's something, like after I'm attuned to it, can I see, will I be able to tell if there's something
Yes.
being put in
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, this was what I was going to ask at break, but it's just like, this is affecting what I want to do.
No,
yeah,
I'm not trying to like make it a mystery. I just was also dealing.
No,
with
I just
some
didn't want
other
to have
stuff.
this conversation on
There's
screen.
no spells
That's why.
with
Okay, cool.
That's
No,
that.
it's 11.
I was trying to say it's like, yeah, we have some time, so it was okay because we were dealing with something else. There are no spells in the ring.
Okay,
as
cool.
you
Then I do want to do this. That's what I like to do.
Great. Who's going to the church and who's going to the shops?
Shops.
Me and her go to the church.
Shop.
Shops.
Here is 100 gold. That's
Oh,
all I
thanks.
have.
Excellent.
Oh, okay.
That's not true. I have more, but I just don't want to give it to you.
Did you say that? Out
No,
loud?
no, I don't know how much I actually have, so hold on.
I just love the idea of, no, that's not true. I just don't want to give you everything.
We just.
I
Like,
don't even have that much. I lied to you. I only have 30 golds.
Oh, Okay. I mean, I had 340.
How is that possible? Did we not get paid?
We did get
No,
paid.
you got paid. I think you just used it on something.
I haven't bought anything.
I don't know. Did you
Just
notate?
not add
Did you
it?
notate
Did you add
in the? Did you notate in beyond that you got the gold, or did you notate in your notes that you got the gold?
We got 150 each from Daphne.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have
Yeah.
340.
I'm imagining that you didn't notate it in beyond.
Well, I also think that my Beyond went weird because I had 6 hit points. So
I realized what that was about. I might have to go in and.
I fixed it.
Yeah, I might have to go in and adjust some stuff anyway. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, with everyone. So
Okay.
It is okay. I do not mind spending money on keeping
we will
family alive.
go to the church first.
Yes.
I
So
don't mind spending some money.
what church are you going to?
The Church of Mistra. That's
Okay.
we did before.
Sure. It's still early in the day. Who took the lantern, by the way?
I have it.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still early in the day. It's just something that there are people there, but certainly not a grand amount of people. You see a lot of the pardon me. A lot of the clerics are kind of milling about. They're starting their rituals, their morning rituals, their prayers.
Other
There
morning.
we go.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I'm just gonna go up to. We're gonna look for the archbishop or the father, whoever it is that we talked to before. That's like the head of it.
Okay.
Is he out and about?
Yeah. Yeah, he's part of the people that are in their initial prayers of the day. Miles, by the way, you have to refresh your page, but it's on there.
Cool. Thanks.
Is he currently praying?
More overseeing than praying. It seems like he may have already
Okay.
done his job.
He's gonna approach him and.
I found out what I actually have.
Greetings, Father.
Hello. Philip, it was, correct?
Yeah. Spelling to be decided.
How may I help you?
Well, we were wondering if you might have any healers on hand that would be willing to lend us some of their magic for a brief moment.
A brief moment, what do you mean?
Well, as you know, we are heading on this journey,
Correct.
and we're trying to make sure that we're as prepared as possible. We managed to get our hands on a ring that will let us store spells and use them later. I was wondering if anybody could donate some healing magic or something that would help to protect us on our way. That way we could take that with us just to give us a little more protection on the way.
Allow me to take a moment. He takes out a book.
Flip, 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 flip,
He
flip.
takes out the player's handbook and starts leafing through it.
Just flip, flip. Paper sounds, paper sounds, paper sounds. Future beat.
Yes, it is.
Would you like some?
Yes.
And what sort of magics would you be in the market for?
Well,
Healing.
anything that would help to heal would be useful, as well as if there was anything that would provide us protection from, say, the undead for a while. He shuffles through his spell cards. Anything at the 5th level or below.
I can zip you.
mean, curing is certainly something that we could provide some alleviation for. A powerful healing spell, though, would probably take the bulk of what is within the ring's capacity.
It's better to have one really big heal or
Multiple
five smaller
small
ones.
heals.
Yeah.
I mean, not only healing in terms of wounds, but there are magics that we are capable of that help alleviate certain conditions, certain ailments you may come upon. Things of poisonous nature, or especially where you're going, you could be paralyzed or stunned or petrified. There are, who knows what's out there, but poisoning for sure. We could create some helpful boons towards that, but it just really depends on what you would like. Game terms wise, there are spells like Lesser Restoration,
That's what I was
Greater
thinking,
Restoration.
That's yeah.
Lesser Restoration is so
It heals one like poison or something.
yeah, like in terms of spell levels, what you guys are looking at for first level, there's Cure Wounds, there is Healing Word, which
is 1d8 plus modifier.
yeah, Healing Word is 1d4, but it's also a bonus action, so it's like quicker.
I think for the ring.
Then there's also Lesser Restoration is a second level spell,
feel like we should get
and
2 of those in
Protection from Poison is also a second level spell. Then there's a third level. There is Mass Healing Word, and then there's also Remove Curse.
That is what level?
Third level. For fourth level, you have things like Death Ward. Fifth level, you have Mass Cure Wounds, and you also have Dispel Evil and Good.
What is? Can you explain what that?
And Commune. Dispel Evil and Good would be like it would actually. So there's things that it's like protection from, which makes it harder for them to like come near you, but Dispel means that they would actually. Let me tell you.
You can get Thanos snap.
Kind of. It's for the duration, Celestials, Elementals, Fays, Fiends, and Undead have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. As your action, you touch a creature you can reach that is charmed, frightened, or possessed by a Celestial, Elemental, a Fey, a Fiend, or an Undead. The creature you touch is no longer charmed. Dismissal. As your action, make a melee spell attack against a Celestial, an Elemental, a Fey, a Fiend, or an Undead you can reach. On a hit, you attempt to drive the creature back to its home plane. The creature must have succeed. And if they aren't on their home plane, Undead are sent to the Shadowfell, and Fey are sent to the Feywild. It's a concentration spell up to a minute. So it's like, it's useful, but it is sort of particular.
It's one go for one fight, basically.
Pretty much. Mass Cure Wounds and Mass Healing Word are essentially the same thing in the realm of you're doing it to a bunch of people, but you're basically doing a Healing Word or a Cure Wounds to a bunch of people. The Mass Healing Word is 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range regain 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability. It is a 3rd level spell, but any spell level cast above that is additional HP. Same thing with Mass Cure Wounds is 6 creatures, 3d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. But it is a 5th level spell.
So basically,
That's a mass party heal. That would keep everybody up if we did mass cure wounds.
once.
That's it, though. That's all we get.
But that's all we get. We have 10 miles and we have 10 minutes of coverage.
40
charge.
minutes.
40 minutes.
40 minutes
But
altogether.
like, what was our average speed? 2 miles?
We're looking at
miles.
5 hours.
Oh. The average speed is 2 miles.
We're gonna have 5 hours.
We're gonna have to at least.
Thank you.
a lot.
Yeah, the massive. I'm almost of the party where if we get a ton of like if we get like 4 to 6 healing potions, do we need a mass cure wounds or do we need 2 smaller healing spells for specific people? Because I know Set Lolly's
fair.
gonna go down.
I mean, you get
I'm gonna go down.
I mean,
like.
Yeah, that's the thing is, we can like basically we can get if we go with like cure wounds. If we go with individual spells, we're basically looking at getting 5d8 that we can cast separately.
Right.
If we go with mass cure wounds, we're going for
Everything.
6d8 split among a bunch of people, but we only do it. We can only
3d8.
do it once. 3d8.
3D.
3d8. So that's a lot more healing value,
Okay.
but we have to use it all at once.
So, if we have a couple of healing potions, we run out of healing potions, we have a mass cure wounds.
It's our,
Yeah,
it's
that's
our one get out of jail free card.
One get out of free. Yeah. One get out of jail
'Cause
free
the
card or
potions-
multiple
'cause the-
smaller ones.
Because the potions can basically serve as a bunch of single target heals.
So we have.
If we take like a big damage, that's basically just a big mass heal to try and keep everybody up.
Okay.
If we all take
It's our alt.
a lot of damage.
I'm
Yeah.
down with that.
It's the only one we got.
So just the mass cure.
Yeah, because I think we don't have another way to do that otherwise. Because you and I can cast single target low healing spells, and we can get potions that do that. But something that will heal everybody at once if we all get hurt really bad by something,
Really fucked. Yeah.
and we need to like recover in the middle of a battle.
Make sure someone isn't dead.
Yeah, that's like our big emergency heal, and I don't think we have another way to do something like that.
I'm into that. So we need at least what?
Because we can get antidotes, we can get
We can get like 5
Stuff
healing
like that.
potions.
Has to move through.
She has to rub against everything, yeah. So she constantly has to rub against the tripods. I don't know. That's where my vote is to go for the big.
The
I
big
don't get
end.
a vote. I'm not there.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
fair.
not either.
Ba-boom!
I'm not
Boom.
either. So
So it's it's between me and Nameless. basically. Whatever Sid Lolly's doing, I guess. She starts eating the donut bag.
Nameless.
Uh,
I just need a decision.
yeah, I'll go with that. No, I was just trying to see if there was anything else that I would like. Maybe was like, oh, this would be better, but
no.
I just need a decision in the next 10 seconds.
that's fine. Let's do that.
Yeah, so we'll go for cure or mass cure wounds. I think is what it was.
Yeah, mass cure wounds.
Yeah, six targets, 3d8s.
Okay, somebody needs to notate that the Ring of Spell Storing has the mass cure wounds in it.
Did we find out what was in it before we did this?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing was in it. Cool.
Okay.
Fuck. So
Thanks,
we need.
Calvin, wasn't it?
Calenth. Calvin. Fuck you, Calvin.
Fuck you, Calvin.
Fucking Carl.
So yeah, the brother he says to you, for sure we could. Well, certainly. If for the services you've done for the city, we would happily be able to help you. And repairing the name of some of the brothers of Mistra. God, I hope that was. I hope you could
I
hear
really
that.
hope it was audible. It was like a really.
Okay, so we'll go with that.
All right.
Alright, great. We're gonna go find some healing potions.
Yeah.
Where do we find healing potions?
Is there like would they be able to give us like a holy like necklace or something that would make me like equivalent of like vampires like?
Garlic?
No, like you know how like they hold up the.
I
cloth?
mean, what I'll say is, what they would even tell you is, they'd point at him. You know, they'd just be like, if you want someone to ward off the undead, a paladin in your midst is going to do better than anything we could just like give you. There's no symbol or anything like that that's
Okay.
going to do what you're asking.
That's all I was seeing.
Yeah. without already also being magical.
Cool.
All right, so you guys are looking for
Healing
We're
potions.
going to the magic shop.
You're going magic.
For potions.
the magic shop. Psst.
Take you to the magic shop.
What are you? Are you going to anything in
I
particular?
think our first was probably the Golden Knot. Was that what it's called?
Sure.
They're checking out the Golden Knot first.
Golden Knot. It's a interesting
Somewhere we
building.
thought of the band
It
favors.
is like made of glass, and so you see inside of it, and it is something that is very impressive to watch. It's but once you come in, you don't see any sort of a chemical collection. You do see a lot of textiles, and you see a lot of threadings, and it seems more like a I don't want to say a clothing store, but it looks more like,
It's like Joanne Fabrics,
yeah.
but magical.
Dude, we got into the Joanne fabrics.
Yeah.
I can fuck up Joanne fabrics.
Same.
Alright.
I guess.
Can we walk up to the counter?
Sure.
Is there anybody there?
Yes, there's a gnome woman there, and she's very calmly just kind of waiting. And as you approach, hello.
Hi, how are you today?
Well, I'm doing fine.
That's good. We have some rather strange questions. The first of all, do you have any healing potions here?
No, that is not the service we provide. I'm sorry.
What is the service you provide?
See, the clothing around you, the linen, the textiles, everything around you, it is imbued with a protection. We create magical garments.
Really? That is just exactly what we are sort of looking for. Look, I'm going to be very real with you. We have to go to the Tower of Blight. It's not gonna be a fun trip, we know. But we would like to make sure that we don't die. Do you have anything here that can maybe help us in this effort, or should we go elsewhere?
I would go elsewhere, because otherwise I would give you a pamphlet that says, "Don't go to the Tower of Blight."
Literally everyone has said that. But, and every time someone has said that, we have to say we have to go because this guy is going to die otherwise. So,
Seems rather moot then, isn't it?
yeah. But we're gonna get paid for it, so. But you don't have anything that is perhaps a cape against the undead. You don't have any cape that is perhaps protection, ward, anything?
Takes out her book, starts looking through. I'm sorry, we don't.
Insight check.
Sure.
It's crazy town banana pants.
I wanna know if she has the
She
golden
ju-
fleece right now.
she-
I just wanna know.
She just said that her clothing offers protection.
Yeah.
She just said it. Like, that's the thing.
Protection against what? Like stains? Like
She's the Tide
Well,
Pod
yes.
woman
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but you know, see how the water beads?
Oh boy.
our
Alright.
tunics are wicking.
It's an incredibly breathable fabric. By
Ooh,
that
that's
we
an
mean you can breathe
18. That is a
underwater.
natural 18. So that is a 21.
Eat it.
How you lying?
She isn't lying.
We got to go.
But you can tell that she really doesn't care about what you're saying. Like, there is an undertone of, great, I'm so glad you stepped into my store to talk to me about things that I don't care about because you're not someone that wants to buy my garments for the right reason.
Why did she
In
open
her
a fucking
mind.
business? She was
Is
like,
there
I'm
is there
really
anything
curious.
small that I could maybe sneak into my pocket?
I'm kind of curious what things your garments do protect people from. Like, we live in a world where the undead literally can come and kill you. You work at a shop that offers garments that offer protection from things.
You
Is
came
there a
in.
particular reason? No, I'm just asking. Is there a particular reason that you don't offer anything that helps protect against the undead.
I didn't say that we didn't offer anything. I said that we didn't have anything. You see, magical garments take some time.
Okay.
They're hard to make.
I'm
Oh,
not
thank
stupid.
you for slowing that down for us.
It seems like you needed it. So
I'm
the
really
point
looking
being,
for something small to take from this woman. I need to take something from this woman.
the point being, we don't have anything on
I leave.
file
I'm
right
gone.
now.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm gone. I'm out of there.
Yeah.
It was
Me
that
too,
hard to
I'm
burn the place
following.
down. So.
I'm following and I'm flipping 2 birds. Bye!
3 birds, technically.
3 birds.
The
4. 4 if
No,
you
no.
count my toes.
Third is your.
It's
The third. I don't have a penis. but I have
4
2
birds. It's 4 birds, and the bird we keep secret.
toes. The silent bird. Yeah, no, we just flip birds and leave.
We got a cat cam.
We certainly do.
Okay, you guys
I was
leave.
hoping to ask where we could find potions, but
No, fuck that,
that
girl.
person was a bitch.
I hate that person. I wanted to take something from her, but she did not have anything small enough.
It's fine.
So where do we go from here?
We look around for a potion shop. Should I roll?
Oh, sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Go ahead and roll me a. Is diplomacy? No, diplomacy's not a thing anymore, and gather information is not a thing anymore. Go ahead and roll me a investigation check.
Awesome.
+3.
14.
Yeah. So it's sort of just like asking around and general know-how. It's just sort of like,
Yeah.
hey, we're looking for something like this. Couple people suggest morals first, and then a few other people suggest a different shop.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
After someone suggests morals.
Why? What are the favors that Moral normally asks? It just seems like you guys have more experience with this guy than I do.
I don't remember the favor that was asked of us.
It was the whole. We were finding out about the poison and everything.
Oh, that
The
whole
whole
thing.
thing to save status was that.
Yeah. So the one time we dealt with Moral in the past, we had to deliver some information regarding some poisonings that were happening in the city.
Like general poisonings or like specific
pretty specific
poisonings?
poisonings, like a basically a well organized
A
terror
network.
attack on the city.
Yeah. Oh wait, the culty thing that I helped y'all with? Like I went
Right.
down into the sewers and there was a
Right.
big thing.
Yeah. When we first we're looking into that. It was because Moral had us looking into those.
Ask you to do it.
Yeah, which is information we needed to get. Maybe not information necessarily that Moral needs to have,
Right.
but they do now because we
Because
owed
you
them
did
a
the thing.
favor.
Right.
Just general shady feelings, as well as just one of my best friends is not super fond of
Oh
them.
right, Yvonne.
So, we can certainly go check it out, especially if we're just looking to buy things. Yeah, I say we check the other place first if it's close, but I'm certainly
Absolutely.
willing to go.
If there's anything else, I mean, I don't like owing favors to people, so
Right.
we check the
It's a store
secondary shop.
called Rejuvenating Draught, and so
Right. What kind of place?
coming in, it smells of like cinnamon and lavender as you kind of like come through. So it's kind of a strong scent throughout the little tiny shop.
It's like the entrance of a Michael's. where they got
Kinda,
those,
yeah.
Like, pine cones that
Yeah.
smell
Where you're like, I
cinnamon.
can't
Exactly.
get the smell out of my.
But it's like still something where you're like, oh wow, that's strong. But okay,
It's not a bad
It's
smell.
not
It's just
bad,
a lot of
but
it.
it's just a lot.
a lot of it. You're not gonna want to spend a bunch of time here.
Sure. Take a look around, see what they got.
Just got our claws out.
There's
What are you doing?
like a crazy
Oh.
wild-haired dwarf
She coming for you.
that walks throughout the space, kind of mixing things, and as they walk through, they kind of notice you. Oh yes, come.
We were looking.
Coming.
We were.
And as
looking-
he like walks over to one of his little like boilers. Yes, okay. How can I help you tonight? Today? Is it today? Tonight? Today?
It's today, I believe, at the moment. I wasn't paying
Tonight?
much attention though.
At the moment.
What time is it in Katsu?
Do I know
It's
that?
today.
All right. Great.
How can I help you?
We were looking for some health potions primarily.
A
But
lot
also,
of health potions, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
We have to go to the Tower of Blight.
Fun.
Oh shit, I like him.
Yeah, me too.
All right, cool. Yeah. Do you have anything that will help us not die?
Sure.
Really? Holy shit. All right, great.
Sure. What would you like to not die from?
Literally anything.
Ooh, I don't have any of those.
Undead?
Physical damage as well as like undead, necrotic style damage
Oh,
mainly.
I see what you're talking about. You're talking about adventuring. Of course. He like digs under a cabinet and he like pulls out 7 or 8 potions. Ooh. Well, this is the stock I have right now.
Okay, so what are they? Each.
Well, oh, how much?
Well,
You want to buy them without knowing what they are? Of course, my kind of people.
No, I
Okay,
was
so
wondering what
they
they
are
are.
all just a little bit on the. Well, okay, so he like starts pulling out like smaller vials. He's like, well, these ones over here, 5 of them. These ones are 80 gold apiece.
What do they do?
I thought you didn't care.
No, I definitely care.
Ah, what a whirlwind of a day.
When I said what are they, I mean like what things are they? What is
Sure,
their
sure.
action? What is their thing?
These ones, they can rejuvenate you. They're curing of nature. They will not do much, but they're a nice little swig.
We're not really looking for a pick me up. We're more like looking for making sure that none of us turn into the undead.
Well, that is a potion I don't have.
What about making sure none of us turn into the dead?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a
regular
potion I
dead.
can help with.
There we
good,
go.
good,
So-
good.
And he pulls out 3 of the other ones. These ones, these babies, will cost you about 210, but they can totally rejuvenate you, I think.
Why are they 210 if you only think?
Because I've never had a need to use them.
So this is the level of insurance policy we were working with? 210 and maybe we get something?
No, you certainly will get something. I'm good at my job. But if it will prevent you... I can't guarantee a full rejuvenation, but certainly close.
210 was too much.
How many of those do you have?
3?
3 of those.
I only have 340.
I have 160.
So I technically have 210 if we need
And
it.
then he pulls
Very
out
nice.
3 of the other ones. These are a nice middle ground between the 2 of those. So keep you up and standing, and if you were down, they'd get you back up into at least running shape.
How much are they?
About 110.
And how many of those? do you have?
120.
How many of those does he have?
3.
3 of those.
3 of 110? I mean, I'm more able to afford 3 of 110 than 2 of 210.
Yeah, I have 160.
I only have 340.
So total we're at 500. So we could drop 330, get all 3 of the medium potions.
Get all 3 of the medium, and then, I don't know, what do you think?
Alright, so sorry, we're at 500 minus 330.
So much math this episode. I hope you guys are like
No, we have
super excited
170
by
left.
the math.
This session has been a lot of clerical stuff.
It's
Yeah.
been so much.
Which
But
is
I'm
weird.
doing-
Literal
Cleric.
clerical. We have 0
We have
clerics.
170 after that, so we can't even afford 2 of the small ones.
Can't even afford 2 of the
No,
small
you can
ones.
afford 2 of the small ones. They're
I thought
80.
they were 80,
They're 80
right?
each.
Oh, I thought 90. So we could afford 2 of the small ones and be left with 10 gold.
So we get 2 small, 3 medium?
Yeah, it gives us 5 health potions.
I mean, that's kind of one for each. But
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. If we have a paladin and then we have someone with a special ring,
Yeah, we're not sure what they're getting on that, but
I
there's
don't
something
know. But
that'll
there's
be
a special ring there,
Yeah.
and we also have the ring of abjuration,
Ring of protection.
ring of protection.
right.
So maybe we get the 3 and the 2, and we say that is how it is, or
Yeah.
all right.
Right.
How much do you need from me?
Everything but 10 gold.
Everything but 10 gold. You got it. I want to make sure people are alive. Where is my gold?
Okay.
Go to
Hell? Oh, there it
Boom.
is. All right, great.
I'll go ahead and give it to you, Liam.
Okay.
You guys are getting.
I just changed my gold amount to 0.
I am giving you 3.
Yeah, what do we get in game words? What did we just buy with all of our money?
Yeah, I have 330. I gave 330.
Well, 5 vials of apple cider.
Fuck.
He
Finally.
really
you
took
bought-
you guys for a ride.
You bought 2 of the ones at 80.
Yep.
And then 3 of the
110.
mediums.
So loud today.
She coming. She coming for you.
She coming for you.
Fashion.
You said 3, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. There you are.
Oh.
I have potion of healing superior. Not bad.
You have all the potions.
Yeah, so the
Good.
potion of healing superior is 84 plus 8.
That's not bad
We
at all.
have 3 of those,
Not at all.
and then
We have
the
3 84
2
plus
little
8.
ones that we got
2d4 plus 2.
are 2d4 plus 2.
plus 2.
So that'll
Okay.
keep you up if you need it. Like me and Phil carry those. Each of the rest of you carry a bigger one.
Yep.
Or we'll see how it goes, because like if we get through a fight and need to drop one, it might be smarter to do
We
it
have the
another way.
pocket.
But also, yeah, we can swap them via pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Does take an action to put it in there and an action to plug it out, but
Yep.
Right. It's easy to
only a bonus action to drink it.
So
Great. All
it's
right.
there for emergencies if necessary.
There we go. If we can find a better solution, we'll have a better solution. But this is our backup plan.
Yeah, that was all our money and a large portion of her money as
Literally
well. So,
all of my money.
Yeah, same money as well.
So, after that, he says, well,
Uh,
I've never seen so many people. I've never seen so many potions go so fast to 2 people.
We're trying really hard not to die.
He should probably not go, but you can't stop him.
I mean,
We've
top
heard a
titties,
lot
that's
of
all we
that.
got.
And he takes the gold and he's just like, but truthfully, I have no horse in this race. I sold you some potions and I hope you use them right.
You don't happen to have like a promo code or like, you know, buy 5 and there's
Did
like
you guys
a
check
free
honey
6?
before you bought these?
Yeah. What if we
Did you
give
guys
them
go to
money?
Old Tarvish's, you know, to make sure?
Did you check the Target?
You know, he'll price check.
price check.
I mean, Tarvish does price check. Yeah, that's true.
He checks them against prices from 30 years ago.
No. Old
Okay.
Tarvish price checks. He walks to the store and
asks.
them
Oh.
what they sell.
Are you selling carrots for 2 bronze each?
Yes.
Oh, god damn it! All right.
And walks back.
Alright, see?
Walks back. I'll sell you for 2
Hey,
bronze.
and 3 days later he
I'll
goes
sell
back
you
to
for
the
2
store.
coppers. And it's like, worth it.
It takes him a week to price check.
The savings.
3 days to get to the
Savings
other
at Old
store. 3
Tarvish
days
are
to
just
get back.
enormous.
There.
So,
They're to die
you
for.
guys are met back up. That's what I'm going to say for the sake of brevity.
Yes.
You are aware of each other's findings. So, how would you like to proceed?
I think you guys made a solid choice with the ring. It makes sense to me. Yeah, we got the best we could with potions.
Are we ready? Do we feel ready? Should we
No.
wait for the cleric or
No.
do we like that's the thing, I'm wondering if we wager the dwarf's life against the cleric that may or may not help us.
I think we should just go, but I
kind of agree. I think we should check in with the outpost
Yeah.
as well, and
Go to the
they might
outpost and
have a
then-
little something extra for us because they know what we're facing.
Well, if it's gonna take us the day to get there, we can get there and weigh our options once we see what we're heading into.
Agreed.
If we do need to come back, then we won't have much longer to wait for that cleric to show up.
That's very true. I think that's an excellent idea. I think we head north.
Cool.
Should we get the horse?
Hold. I have the finger. I just want to see something real quick. If I can make that easier for us. What is?
Would stilts make it easier or harder to walk?
What
through
spell
the
are you trying
marshes?
to remember?
I'm just trying to figure out how many horses I can make.
How many horses? Interesting.
You look at the spell, I'll look at the horse.
I have the spell.
I mean, we would need 3. Actually, I guess you could transform, so we really only need 2.
Should you just let me try something?
Salali.
That's what I'm saying. Even said Lolly.
Oh,
I don't know how much a horse
She
is because they
flies,
don't
she
have any on her.
Colonel.
Like, what is their challenge rating?
Admiral,
Private Flanagan.
Private.
I have a celestial elk,
Give me a second, I'll look through the monster
lest
manual.
anyone forget.
Just calm down.
I'm just saying, like, if you can make 2 horses, we're good.
A riding horse.
We can see if
1
Daphne
quarter.
needs any-
Great. I will cast Conjure Animals. I will create 6 horses because that's what happens when I do it, and we all have a horse.
You can create up to 6 horses. is
A
what
panther
it
would
is.
like his own horse. Thank you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's hungry.
What? Yeah.
He rides
I was gonna say,
it.
like, Jesus. Like, for what purpose?
He
does
rides
need a full
it.
horse?
Because, I mean, I've got Flanagan.
All right, we got. Well,
Look what's
why
supplies.
I have it? Why not just use it?
Well, that's the point. Is that he has Flanagan, and
She
it's-
doesn't burn less of a spell
don't-
slot.
it's not
if
like-
she
I know,
summons less
I'm-
than 6.
Right. How long? I'm not trying to make that point. I'm trying to say, like, he has Flanagan. You can summon up to that amount.
They
You
also
don't
only
have
last
to
an
summon
hour,
that.
so.
Yeah. It only lasts an hour.
Oh, so they don't really get us all that far.
Well, no, a horse, I would say, would move 3 times faster than your fastest movement. So you can move 6 miles in an hour.
So we can get to the outpost pretty fast.
Pretty fast.
We can rest up over there.
And
I mean, you would get there. So the outpost itself,
you could cast it twice too, as well.
it would basically
That's fair.
cut about 6 hours of your travel time.
And I can cast it twice if we're gonna sleep before we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you would get there in half a day rather than a full day.
Cool.
Let's do it.
We do that.
Sweet.
I got Flanagan. She
However,
flies.
yeah, she fly or she can ride the
we-
horse.
and
Like
she
that's the
just-
thing.
A bird
Rides,
on a horse.
rides
Let's
a
just wait
horse.
till everyone
If she
comes back.
flies,
with
I'm saying
horses.
if she flies, she will get a point of exhaustion.
Fair. She can just perch on a horse.
Because that would be to keep pace with the horses. Actually, no, they would actually move the same pace as her flying, so she actually would probably be able to do it. It's up to her.
Yeah,
She can
that's
go
what I'm saying.
either
We'll
way.
just wait till she
Either
returns.
way, it's up to her, but like she can actually. I'm actually realizing now that like they move about the same speed while they're running, I believe.
You can just say they do.
No,
It's
I'm gonna
like-
I'm gonna look it up. I have a second. She's in the restroom, so I'm gonna. They move 60 feet. So she's not far behind. You know? She wouldn't necessarily be in exhaustion if she did the whole trip herself.
Well, either way, I guess we start moving.
Great. So, the trip itself along the north. I mean, I'm not gonna make you guys. You guys, where do you want to get your horses? Oh wait, you conjured the horses. That's right.
We don't have any gold, I'm imagining, so.
What's that? Yeah. What do the horses look like?
Oh, okay. So they're gonna be gray with like one of them's gonna be gray with like spotted, like darker gray speckles with like a dark gray, mane. The other one's gonna be white with like a wishbone style like brown thing around it.
Excellent.
With brown hair, and then one of them is gonna have a cutie mark, but it's gonna be like and no, I'm just kidding. They're just all the same.
It doesn't have a cutie mark?
Oh, it will have a cutie mark. Okay. What if they all just say the natural ones on the cutie mark side?
Okay.
That's branding. That's smart.
So they all have the natural ones
Cutie mark.
branding cutie mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're white and brown. And my horse will also have a bow tie.
I got a question. You like immediately were just like, okay, well, one's gonna be gray with it. Are these like horses? Do you just like have like ideal horses that you like, or are these based on certain horses?
No, I just like horses.
Because you
So
just
yes, that was
immediately
a
knew
yes.
what they would look like. Yes.
It was not a no, of course not.
I played with plastic horses a lot when I was younger.
That's fair.
Same.
Same.
I like
So
horses
I just
in
had a
theory,
lot of
but this-
horses that
I liked horses in theory.
I liked
but
horses.
then they got into like imaginary numbers, and I didn't like that as much.
I liked horses in theory, but in praxis. No, they just scared me a lot in real life. But like,
Right.
I was riding a horse and it died, so I haven't ridden a horse since then.
I know that's one of the
So,
craziest stories
That's
I've ever told me.
hysterical to me.
That was terrible. It died of
What?
colic while I was on it.
I know.
So it's not hysterical. It's
think
tragic.
I think it's
terrifying.
funny.
His name was
as fuck.
Fuji.
I think it's funny.
Was.
It's
You're
kind of
on the
metal.
horse and it dies.
It's kind of
That's fucking hysterical.
Wait, what?
So we'll talk
I
about it
have
after.
zero
We'll
context
talk about it
for
after.
this.
Okay, so your
Oh,
choice
do you
is: do you want to
wanna fly
fly
around
the
horse?
whole way? Because you fly about 10 feet slower than a horse. So
Right.
I'm saying that you're not at exhaustion by moving at their pace.
That
but
I'm
you're,
close?
You're close.
Or you can
Or
ride
you
one
could
of our
ride a
branded
horse.
horses. I made us 6 horses that have natural 1 cutie marks.
Interesting. I mean, horses don't normally react pretty well to me, but
Well, it's a fey horse. I'm
are they
content them.
not freaked out by bird people?
I don't know.
I apparently smell pretty funny. I think that is what it is. Because normally horses are like, hey, what's up? Oh, no, ah, and then they freak out. So I'm wondering if fey horses are like into weird shit.
Yeah, they're just like kinky for it.
I'm just like wondering if they're like interesting or they're like that. Like it's just like
We can find out. Do you want to check real quick?
I would love to check real quick.
As
Okay.
they are conjured, you don't feel any animosity.
All right,
Cool.
chill. Yeah, no, I'll chill in the wagon.
Oh,
No
we're riding
wagon.
the horses. We don't know wagon.
Oh, we're riding horses.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, no, I'll ride the horse.
Awesome.
I
Your
sit
horse-
on top
Awesome.
of them really.
The horse
Drive.
names are
No.
horse 1, horse 2, horse 3, horse 4, horse 5, and horse 6.
I mean, I'm riding private Flanagan. So one horse just gets to be free, I guess.
Fine,
Because
then we
all
only have
horses
2
have
through 4.
You don't just
Why
bump,
not
you don't just
1
bump
through
horse 1 over
5?
everybody. You won't just do like 1 through 3 or just like Ice is 2 through 4 now.
You don't want horse
I guess-
1,
It's
get
2
somebody else
through.
horse one. I want my
Technically, it
elk.
would be 2 through 6.
but we don't need.
What, are we gonna have private Flanagan
She's
ride a
flying. Are
horse?
you flying or are you?
No, she just
I
said
was
she would
gonna
ride
ride
the
the
horse.
So we have 2 through 6 then.
I like that it's not 1 through 5 though.
Horse 1 is
No,
the
because
backup.
horse 1 didn't want it. He didn't want horse 1, so horse 1 had to go.
Why
go
was
away.
it going to him? Why wasn't it going to you?
Because I want horse 6.
Wait, initially you weren't even using
Horse
horse
one
6.
is horse one is just super sad and
I
just
love
kind of
the
disappears.
indignation of just like
I'm gonna ride on horse.
I wanted horse
Horse
6.
1 and horse 5. I'm gonna stand on their saddles and ride.
It's like Claude Van
Guys,
Damme
guys,
talking to like
basically what we
trucks.
just learned was that Chelsea made a secret thing about horse 6 that none of us ever knew.
Horse 6 has a bow tie.
Yeah, okay. It could have also been horse 5. It could have also been horse 1.
I
It could
named
have
them.
been any
Here's
of
what
them.
happened. Here, let's replay. I conjure 6 horses. He's like, I don't want to ride horse 1, so horse 1 goes away.
I said I was gonna ride my elk. I don't need a horse.
Right, so horse
He
1.
said it before you cast the spell. Sure.
I just didn't know. Actually said it, and then you said I have an elk, and I was like, oh, sad. And then so
I
horse
said it
1
like
now is
10 minutes before you summon those horses.
now horse 1, not as Philip. Suck it.
This is the greatest argument that's ever happened in D&D ever. I want horse 6 because he has the bow tie.
And now horse 1 is just like walk back sadly.
It's a free horse. He gets to do what he wants.
He's a free
for an
horse for an hour.
Oh man.
He's like Frosty the Snowman, born to die.
God damn it. If that's
Shown
not the
freedom,
greatest
but
thing
only
I've
for an
ever
hour.
heard in my
But only
life.
for a little bit.
He's like Chappie.
He's like, I don't
There's
bow
still
to
only,
any rider.
there's
and he
still only
immediately
5 of us
disappears.
anyway.
I'm glad this is the argument that we're going to close the episode with, but as you ride off, arguing and bickering about how many horses there are and should be and could have been and don't have anymore, and
Towards
what,
the
ones,
outpost.
what
Make sure you
horses have bow ties and what horses
I just
don't
want people
have
to
bow
call
ties.
them the right names.
And the 1 through 5 and 1 through 2 through 4
6.
start to question. I said 2 through 4 start to
Oh.
question their validity as horses if they're not even available to have the capacity to have bow ties. What sort of horse are they? Because God, if they don't have a bow tie, what sort of what kind of horse are they?
I start singing.
Great. What do you sing?
I rolled an 18 on animal handling.
Oh, did we have to
best animal handling?
Yeah, you did a great
I've
job.
ever
You did a
rolled.
great job. Private Flanagan whispers to you, "Why, of course, Master Philip. These horses are mighty, but we move as one."
Bet your ass we do.
And he starts to get a little fervor in his step. He's like, "Yes, yes,
And we
yes,
Fuck
we
yeah,
do."
Christopher Phillip.
the king of the outcast, quell their false courage and kill all the cads to seduce their 6 centuries from sitting at their sentries where they sat for 7 centuries, but they haven't loved the land, or they have not loved the land. Was thrown from the homeland when I was but a babe, but my knees now grow weak and my beard now grows grey. All I can move, I will fight every day till our hero arrives and our people are safe. Everybody! And they call the king of the outcast to quell their false courage and kill all the cats.
Oh, we're not gonna die.
Into the sunset.
As you ride off into the early afternoon sun, you 6 string on your back. That is where we'll call the session tonight. Thanks everybody for watching.
I just hope this is the last thing we do before we get
Oh,
slaughtered.
we're gonna get killed so hard.
I think that's the best. That's the best.
I
And
ju- I
then
just
the
wanted-
dummies went to the place they shouldn't go. And I
We
mean,
tried our best. We tried our best to be prepared.
man, this is gonna be. I can't wait for next session, you guys.
I hope we almost
He's gonna
die making
kill
it
us.
to that
He's
tower.
gonna
and
kill
What do you
us
mean
all.
I'm gonna kill you? I have no power over you guys. You guys made 5/6 horses appear, one with a bow tie, all with cutie marks. You guys go to potion shops. You guys go to clothing shops that I've told you are clothing shops and think that you should get potions there, and then are mad when the person's a little ass. I have no control over you. So
But we thought
join us next week as they go through some place that is very, very unfriendly and has the potential for magic to happen, like just happened.
We've got magic to do.
next time
Just
on the
for
last
you.
episode.
Next time, the finale.
Next the finale of the
Well, thanks,
Give a
guys.
total party kill. Will we reboot as the natural 2s?
Oh, we better.
Logistically,
Oh,
yes.
we
According to
better.
Nameless,
Or
that would be how it
we
works.
get the party rest.
So
with
we're
the
just the
synthetic
naturals.
ones.
We're with the naturals.
Yeah.
Synthetic one.
Guys, thank you so much for joining, for sure.
Oh.
And just remember that as we're moving forward, we're going to remind you again, but September 25th is our projected day to kind of relaunch what we're trying to do here, and so it'll actually be happening on Wednesdays from that point. But for the foreseeable future, until that point, until the 20th, we will be playing on Fridays.
And we've got Natural One social media. We're starting to get all that started up on Twitter, Instagram. It's natural_ones_. I think if you just look for the Natural Ones, should be
Yeah.
easy to find. There's also a Twitch channel. We're going to be moving all the Twitch stuff over to that channel. So that way,
on the 25th.
on the 25th,
Yeah.
we'll all have it over there, and we'll start doing all the streams there as well. We just wanted to let people know and have a transition period. But that way, you know, they'll have a channel where you can get all of this content and not worry about any other stuff we do.
We also,
And,
we have a Twitter, we have a Facebook, but we're sort of curating all of that content for this next week, so that we can broadcast next week, and you guys can kind of see that and see what's going on.
Yeah, as we're doing this, we're prepping things for the move.
Yeah.
We made a lot of cool little multimedia stuff to show as well. So
We're very excited. We're very excited to show you that stuff. Some of that stuff will be ready by next week, and some of the other stuff will be in like 2 weeks. So it'll be just kind of pay attention, and we'll see you then.
it's been months in the making.
Bye, guys.
Bye.